So
Hello.
she's kind of hello. Oh wow, that was really good timing. I'm glad that we came in on that. Nice.
I always feel like I'm about to catch something like dastardly every time I unmute.
Hey,
Hi everyone, good to see you. How are we?
Hello.
pretty good.
Good.
It's pretty rainy here.
Yeah, we do have a couple of sick leave members. OG couldn't make it. She has a terrible migraine. And Brizzy feels a little sick, but Brizzy is here, so hello. Give her the chance to be slow to respond and whatnot, as per anyone who is sick. Other than that, though, how's everyone feeling? We all good?
I'm pretty sick.
You're sick as well? No.
But not like I'm sick. Anyways,
Oh, okay, good sick. Okay, cool.
all right. American slang is weird.
No, we use that here. I'm just also slow. Yeah.
I only just noticed as well. When my head was down. I've only just Tomato has been here for a while, I imagine. And I didn't realize.
I never feel like compelled to be like, "What's up?" Like when I come in, because like usually like the wind up to starting D&D, I'm like usually just off of streaming, so I'm like chilling out for a second,
simmering down.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get it.
I just listen to you guys talk.
We see
I'm
each other
like, "Rad."
every week, so it's like, I mean, like if something's going on, you'll say it, but otherwise, like,
It's
hey,
true.
it's good to see you. Like,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we do wrap ups after the stream anyways as well. So I'm usually just like, I got 5 minutes to like come down from acting like a psycho on my own side.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
You're
use
a
that
calmer
time.
person away from your stream. Every time I click on a streamer, hey, chat, is screaming, and then suddenly you come into here, and you're the
that
calm.
was one of the almost most shocking differences of like only playing with Tomato and then just popping into one of his streams and it was, all right, chat. We're gonna take our pants off and go. I'm like, okay. Hell yeah. I know you can play Minecraft this way, but yeah.
Before we get started, has anyone got anything they want to shout out? Or are we good to go in?
Go.
Yeah, let's do it. I went to the
Okay.
gym today. Sucked.
Well, for today's recap, Mark, do you want to guess what happened?
Well, I can see there's a couple of things loading into Roll20. I can see things that have happened.
That's true.
I saw that Gabe continued Juno's thing of rolling crits, which seems to be like a common.
last
Juno
crit-
rolled really hot.
That last crit was like,
Last
I don't know what's
Yeah.
up with Juno. Like, I swear it's every time. And I rolled an extra attack just for fun. And that last one was,
Literally,
That's
yeah.
it. There's something going on with Roll20 and that character, man. It looks like there was something involving bugs, and like silkworms or something.
You're
there's some
at a
sort of
disadvantage
cave.
right now because this is the part that hasn't.
This has not.
That's happened. Not
Oh,
necessarily.
I see. Okay.
This is the last
So we're building
a
up
minute
to
of the
fighting
episode.
bugs.
Yes.
Right.
This is the
Okay.
last
So
minute
we've
of the
been
episode.
building up to fighting some bugs. What the fuck were we doing? We had a bunch of quests. We
Yep.
got like a bunch of information about places to go and find out like about weapons and stuff. So I'm guessing we've pursued one of those, and in the pursuit of one of those quests, we have somehow encountered bugs.
Yeah, technically true. Technically all true. You had just set up a few of the quests, and the one that you went for was about the ash tree and Askafroa, a dryad
right.
creature who, the wife of the ash tree, and this dryad was, and the ash tree being the first ever branch to fall off of Yggdrasil, a kind of a broken twig that has manifested itself into its own tree. The ash tree used to be in its own kind of glaive where only those seeking it could find it, and also they had to be accepted by Askafroa. But recently, the rules changed. Now those seeking it could always find it. As upon reaching it, the party found out that the tree and Askafroa had betrayed the townsfolk. Only one townsfolk remained, and a manitor, a mushroom person, who has no blood in their body. For the ash tree embedded every other one through a root and drained them of their blood. That Amanitor tried to scare off anyone that would come through, and he ward off any creature to try and starve out the ash tree, to stop it from killing those that lured in. But you arrived with a mission to solve this. You each came through into the village and worked your way down into the caves that located right beneath the great tree itself, an almost impenetrable bark on the outside. Perhaps it was weaker down beneath. down where Askafroa also lies. Climbing down, you also found out there was 11 total roots which didn't have bodies on them, as the others did. You climbed down into the caves, went into the first room, and saw 3 different directions. Straight ahead had roots blocking it, a series of these kind of rooted doors. But pumping into that room were these true, almost blood vessel-like roots that peered through the room. Towards your right was one pumping with blood, as you could saw the right hue emanating through the root itself, coming from the right corridor. On the left of this great hall, this is kind of like a 100-foot-long room. On the left, the root had a hue of blue to it. Both were pumping straight ahead. Before deciding which direction to go, bursting out of the wall were these half-human, half-wooden kind of plant-like creatures, almost zombified in their creation. You learned that these were the new Kavista, is what they were calling them. She was trying to create her own army. With these attacking you, you managed to ward off each of them, killing them, before deciding to go down the Bloodroot path. You followed the corridor down, and in the next room, feasting upon some open, exposed roots, you saw great bugs, these scarab-like arachnids that kind of feasted on the greater portions of the roots, and on lesser portions, great bloodworms. And in that same room, a more advanced Kavista of a new one, an ash-kavista. One which was helping tend to the bugs, making sure that they were pleasant, using them as a filtering system. She saw as you came in, and after a little conversation, ordered them to attack you. And that is where we last left off, with you about to go into battle against a series of insectoid leeches.
Cool.
So,
very cool.
let us move to this battle map. Let me get the initiative order. And if you would, please, all roll initiative. We shall get started. Let me find some nice fighting music as well.
Also, Mark,
Right.
the key points and health and everything is all accurate. It wasn't too much
Okay.
lost, and then it was just 1 key point.
Nice.
Damn, Juno is a monster.
I hate having high initiative, dude.
Yeah.
This fucking
And your
sucks
arms
every
should
time.
still be active, too, already.
Cool. I was going to say, did you... so one thing I always do with Juno that you wouldn't have known is I always activate all of the astral forms at once.
Yeah.
So that it would have been the arms and the helmet. So I'm just going to deduct another key point, Joe, if that's cool, and say that like Juno would have activated the whole form.
Sounds good.
Because like she always just activates everything at once, basically.
I forgot that it's a key point for both.
Yeah, you have to spend more. Like you can do the just arms, but if you want to get
Yeah.
both, I think you spend an extra one. So
You can become
I
a big
always
old
do it
powerful
that-
beast.
Yeah, and I always do it that because she's Golden Wisdom's just one form. So where's my token? We don't need to put tokens down yet, do we?
You can pop them over to the right. I'm just going to organize
Did we
these into...
establish how
different
long it was since the last fight in the other room?
Only maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
If that, a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah,
is
that's
there
fine.
a specific time you're looking for?
No,
like-
I'm just looking for if it was 10 or more because otherwise I would
Or
have
lightning
to
would have been dropped.
reapply Wild Shape.
Yes, yeah, and also your cool lightning would still be up, right? Is your cool lightning 10 minutes?
If it would still be
Oh,
up, but
you
it
can't move it, can
wouldn't
you?
pierce through this room.
No.
Like I don't know how
Yeah.
wide it was. I don't think it would cover this room. So
No. Yeah, I forgot you
that
can't
I'm
move
not
it.
worried about.
Oh, I
For
think I
context.
still have Shield of Faith up. If it's less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, just before we get in the fight, did we find out what those chains did for Draven? Just because I wasn't around. Are they cool? The chain of Fenrir.
Chains.
Oh,
We didn't
that's-
go there yet.
We haven't got those yet.
Oh, yeah,
We-
yeah.
No,
we've
no, yeah,
we
I'm good there.
only did this.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
they were a separate direction,
Yeah,
which also,
that's
by
right.
the way, there's a fighting ring of about 240 people.
Oh,
that
that's a
are all
totally
trying
bit
to
I missed,
fight.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
they're basically trying to fight so that every person who dies goes to Valhalla, joins the army, and only one will survive. And of course, Draven was like, "Oh my god, a buffet!" But that's a whole problem for
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let me do this and then. All right. Spend the rest of them onto the initiative order, and then we'll be good to go. Once you've all rolled it, is everyone rolled initiative?
I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
Except for Elena.
Yeah, yeah. You guys get to play Elena
I don't
as
have
well.
access to their sheet, so I don't.
Yeah,
Nor
access
do
either.
I.
I will give you
but I'm
all
happy
that.
to. If somebody wants to, yeah.
I mean, I know how to. They throw dagger and
Yeah.
roll
Yeah.
sneak
It
attack.
is not wrong.
Oh my god! But so there was
There
also a
is-
creature that was immune to psychic damage, which was horrible for Lena.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay.
She went with her rapier for the first time.
All right. Yeah. With that on there, if someone wants to roll initiative for Lena, and then we can get started with the fight. As you
I'll do
see,
it for her.
she stepped forward. This kind of almost like nearly fully manifested plant lady steps forward, can have her roots for legs, and gestures for all the bugs to go towards you. But up first is you, Willoughby.
Willoughby's gonna open with a pretty basic guiding bolt to the nearest worm.
Okay.
So that'll be 14 to hit.
14 is, let me double check. Is there AC?
Cool beans.
Nice.
8 radiant damage.
Nice.
You have advantage on that, and I'm gonna put a seedling here.
I'm gonna put GB on them, so no, it's going
I
well.
I forgot to ask you about giving me a seedling token I could drag out on my own.
Hey, look, it happened for many episodes, and the other thing, it's gonna happen many more here. Let me give you a.
I'll just
seedling.
send you an all caps message on Discord right now. Give me a seedling
Well, I'm gonna forget it now.
token. Well, just don't click on my name in Discord.
But what if you say inside cool? Let me give you this little guy, and I'm gonna give you him access now. Controlled by Tomato. Okay, where do you pop in the seed?
Right in front of Draven.
Cool. I think you can move it now as well.
Yes.
Can you copy and paste it?
I cannot.
Damn it. I thought I had a trick. Okay. Yeah. You
That was a good try.
fire this bolt off. Crashes against this worm. You see a bit of blood splatter out of its mouth, kind of engorged on the root, and then this little seedling grows right in front.
If you
anything
copy
else?
and paste a bunch and put them all in the corner, I can just start dragging them out.
Good
It's a good
plan.
idea. It's a good idea.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have more than 4 up at
I'll
a
get
time.
20 up there. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Yep. Wilby's gonna back up one more because he's a fucking coward. So he's gonna get behind more.
The legions. You're gonna see as these things like turn and almost look aggravated the fact they've had to move away from their feast. This one is going to rush up
Oh my
and
god!
go for you, Draven. Making a bite attack. A 17 to hit.
That misses.
You see her, and the teeth just come in front of you, and then one claw comes up to try and slam into you, but it's only a 6. You see this thing gnashing about. This one's going to go over here and ready in action. Just goes and it lures itself straight in front of its leader. Lena.
I guess I can control Lena for now.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
you
gonna
want to do it
throw
for
it.
now, and then if you get bored, you can just tag in one of us.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna keep it really simple. They're gonna throw a dagger, one of their psionic ones, at the nearest big spider creature.
If you don't move, or you can steady aim it too. Still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With steady aim, that's a 13.
13 does not hit the legion, I'm afraid.
Actually, I guess I don't need to steady aim, but I already said I
Guiding
would.
bolt.
So. Well, oh yeah, I get. Well, no, I attacked the worm with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they miss. Look, it's all right. It's all right. Their
Um,
turn ends. They shrug.
Yeah, that's the nature of the rogue. Draven.
Looking forward to that next season.
Draven, I had forgotten to add this before. At level 4, Draven took a feat, and the feat I took was, what was it? Eldritch Adept, which gives me a Warlock invocation.
Okay.
So I took the invocation, Agonizing Blast,
So you can add your
to add
charisma.
my charisma bonus.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take an Eldritch Blast at this one down here.
You have advantage on this because of the Garden Bolt.
16
16 hits.
for 7 force damage.
7 points of force damage. Blast against the side of them.
And I'm going to just take another shot.
Yeah.
22
That hits.
for 12 force damage. So a total of 19.
Yeah. You see pieces of it just kind of burst off. This thing is long and kind of wrapped around one of the roots. It's like a good 5-foot long worm. And you can see now it's got burns and just kind of lesions of itself across its body. It's now no longer a pale white, and kind of the blood that's being stored inside of it is actually causing to leak out. It looks more hurt for sure.
And I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
Cool. It's my turn.
Juno.
It's gonna be an interesting fight. We're all jammed up in this little hallway.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna help with that. I'm gonna move out. So Juno is
Yeah.
going to.
This thing is only initiated with me. Y'all better run.
Yeah,
We'll be
so I
hides
can go
behind people.
5,
I like
10,
that tactic.
15 diagonally. Actually, no, I want to kind of stay out this thing's range. So I think I'm going to move like
Smart.
5, 10, 15, 20. I want to stay within 10 of it so I can still hit it.
Smart.
And then, so that was 20 feet of my movement. I'm going to make 2 attacks initially with Golden Wisdom, because you said that you'd already activated Golden Wisdom, right? Gabe?
Yep, and it had been like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
for
this is
that
great.
combat.
She lasts a while. So, great. Here's 2 incoming attacks. 16 on the first one,
Against
25 on the second.
hits.
7 and 7 force damage.
And that's against the big bone, yeah.
The big boy that's
big
attacking
boy.
Draven.
Okay.
And then I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use the rest of my movement, go 5, 10, 15, get within 10 of this next big boy. And then I'm going to spend a key point to do a flurry of blows and do 2 unarmed strikes against them with Golden Wisdom.
Okay.
19 on the first
Hits.
and 25 on the second.
They both hit.
God.
Dude, something changed with Juno. They hit
8 and
fucking
7.
all the
Yeah,
time now.
Juno just heavy damage. You start breaking through portions of the carapace, getting through
Yeah.
the chitinous form, and cause a couple of nasty holes.
Yep, nice. So that's on the 2 big boys, and then that's the end of my turn.
All
Okay.
the bad luck's gone to Lena. Which I have
Yeah,
to roll.
Whoever's not
true.
here.
I don't know why it feels worse to roll on a character that isn't yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is.
You to be fair, Mark, you just said
Yes.
for the person that's not there, when Gabe was rolling you last week, I think it was 4 nat 20s. It was
4 nat 20s.
It was ludicrous.
It was.
I just think Juno
Juno
is genuinely gifted by the gods.
They had like.
Well,
they
not
had a
even by the
stretch-
gods.
No,
There's
by
no
They had a
gods.
Definitely
stretch back
true.
near like Herod where they rolled fucking bad. Like
Yeah.
when I was controlling them against a frog and they got straight up eaten and
Yep.
they didn't land a hit for that whole session.
Okay. On the Witch Elder's turn, it
Is
is
it Wood
going
Child?
to. Sorry?
Did you say Wood Child?
Witch Elder is what they're
Oh,
technically
Witch
called.
Elder.
Yeah,
That's
it's from the,
way
it's
worse
from the
than Wood Child.
it's from the Tome of Beasts.
Ooh.
You see, this one climbs on top. How do I? Can I? Okay, this one you can just assume this one's now on top of this one.
If you right click, it'll do it. It'll let you shift which one's in front, which one's
Wait,
in
really?
Yeah,
Sorry,
if you
I
right
just moved
click, you can like
This guy knows all the Roll20
Yo, what
tricks
the
and tips.
fuck?
Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. And then right click and then layer. Like advanced, I guess.
Or like just one, if one just says like bring to front or send to back.
Oh
it's just
my
saying
god.
it's the back of
Okay.
that layer that it's on. Yeah,
This
see?
is so important for me too. Like this
Yeah.
changes everything.
So whatever layer it's on, you can bring it to the front or send it to the back of that layer.
Oh my god. That the whole time I've been doing the weird ass like cool lightnings and stuff, I've just been putting them onto map player because I'm like, I don't know how to put it behind people. That changes everything. Okay.
That really does. That's wild.
I do it so that the person mountain's always in the center. So if you're just next to this creature now, you can hit it. She is going to then step up. Well, she's going to lean across, and with her range,
Don't fucking do it.
she is going to do.
Don't.
Yeah, she is going to go for a throttling attack against you, first of all, Juno.
throttling attack.
Throttling.
Yeah, so it's just to actually hit 17 to hit. Yeah.
I was about to say before you said the result, I want to use woe on that. So
Okay.
reduce it by 1d6.
Go ahead and roll the 1d6.
Sorry, I should have been faster on the draw. Subtract 5.
Okay,
from-
12 doesn't hit then. Then
12
she's
does
going to make
not hit.
2 slam attacks separately.
Okay.
One definitely they both definitely missed, an 8 and a 10, and one of them was a nat 1. You can just see like the fates just changed by the woe, causes the first one just to slam and miss, and that frustrates her, so you just see these two like roots go beside you, both ends. But that is all she can do on her turn right now. Eldred.
Scary.
I'm going to settle up next to
My cover.
Raven and give a
My
level 1
cover.
a level 1 cure, not cure wounds, inflict wounds to this spider.
Okay.
Yes.
What if we make armor out of these things?
Chitin armor.
13 to
Doesn't hit. You
hit.
try and go through the carapace, and you see it hardens up at the point you touch, and just kind of holds back against any of the necrotic energy.
Okay.
Eldred's my favorite. When something doesn't go wrong, she's just like, well,
Oh well.
every time.
These little leash stalkers, no, sorry, not leash stalkers, the other one, Hiridune stalkers, they are gonna, oh, they are pretty fast. This one is gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here, and take the dodge action for now. You can see it kind of wraps itself on the other side. This one as well, 5, 10, 15, 20,
Oh.
25, 30. It's going to also take the dodge action. Not close enough to do anything right now. And then this one's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 towards you, Draven. The one's going to bleeding. It's going to go... it's going to go for a bite attack. 2 bite attacks.
That's good.
An unnatural 20 and a 24.
Both hit.
You take 9 points of necrotic damage plus, and it also heals for one of that damage. You see it just bites onto you and drinks some of the blood from you, and then it pulls away and bites again. 7 points of necrotic damage and it heals for 2.
Nice.
And then this one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to go here and take the dodge action. So cannot do anything else. All right. Top of the round.
Top of
will
the
it be?
round, so that's me.
Sorry, yeah.
There's something I want to do, but it's one of those things where I'd be burning my top spell slot for it, and I don't know if we're going to be doing a long rest in this dungeon because the side
but-
effects of long rests are not ideal.
I would hold it for
us.
now because we still have that other side anyways. And at that side, we can just decide if we're gonna burn it.
Yes, it's a quite powerful play if it lands, which I would be able to almost guarantee the land. But yeah, we'll be. I'm gonna try to like super save here. I'm gonna do another guiding bolt at the closest worm.
Okay.
Spending all my free guiding bolts rapidly. 27
27 hits.
for 21 radiant damage.
Oh,
That was a huge roll. That was 3 6s of the 4.
That was big.
yeah, that thing, you just see it go and sizzle up and just all the blood comes out. It's actually midway biting like Draven's arm. And you just see it burn off and drop to the ground, just sizzle up, cooked on the floor, dead.
Okay. Well,
I'll
that
put
changes
a
something.
seedling next to Juno.
Okay.
TY.
Magic emanates out and grows there.
And I'm gonna cast. I mean, on a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my bare hands.
Okay. Arm becomes like a club. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
On this Leech Legion's turn, it's going to step forward with its rider on the back,
Come at me, scrub.
and it is going to take a bite attack and claw attack.
Okay.
14 does not hit, does it?
Does not.
And a 22.
That will hit.
You take 3 points of slashing damage. You rolled very low. You see it cuts straight across your belly, but
Oh no.
doesn't break through too much. And the other one is going to... Yeah, it's going to pick this point here. And you see its back open up. And you see suddenly... It lets out this this kind of burst of this red goo that hits against the ground. And it bursts forward against all of you. Can
Oh,
Eldred, Willoughby, Draven, and Lena please make a con save?
Oh,
nasty creature. Not 20.
16.
I like to imagine Wilby's using Lena currently as like a cover.
Okay, yeah.
Like just quietly stepping behind them. I'll roll for Lena.
Yeah, could you?
sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
12 for Draven,
They got an 8.
16 for my sprite.
Oh yeah, of course your sprite as well. Yeah, 16 as well for your sprite.
I got you.
Lena failed.
Yep, Lena's the only one that failed actually. Maybe because you're stood behind her. For failing,
It's
you
definitely
take.
a point where maybe she tried to like step away from it and she bumped into Willoughby.
Failing takes 12 points of necrotic damage. Everyone else would take 6.
I'm rolling concentration. I think I'm good.
You're good. Yeah.
11.
And then nothing extra happens because no one's grappled. That's all it does for this turn. Lena.
Lena's gonna take another throw at this guy. They're not gonna steady aim. They're just gonna do 2 attacks.
Oh wait, no, it also
first
gains
one's-
12 temporary hit points.
27.
27 hits.
Nice.
Cool. We adding sneak. That is 25
There you
damage
go.
on big guy.
Plus the 13 there. Was it? You said 25.
25.
Okay, yeah, 13 extra damage goes over. You see, because the blood that burst out basically absorbed some of it back into it. She cuts straight through that. Its back kind of cracks slightly and does significant damage to the creature. Okay.
All right, cool beans. I'm gonna have them use their bonus action to throw another dagger at them. Minus sneak, it's a 9. So
Yeah, 9 does not
it's a
hit.
nat 1.
That is okay. Yeah, the kind of
That's
getting too
lame.
cocky in the moment. A little bit of goo in her hand, she misses.
I'm gonna have Lena move. What?
Well, if she got advantage, then she wouldn't be able to move.
No. They did. I wasn't using steady aim.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why it was just a 1.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense then.
I'm gonna have them move to the edge of the map here.
Yep, you can see it just dart around, pushing her way around to the edge of the map. Okay.
My cover.
Draven.
I'm going to step on this seed, and I do need you to roll it because that red goop killed my child.
Oh, no.
My sprite child is dead.
It had 4 HP.
That's a damn shame. 7.
7? I'll take a 7. That's still pretty good.
It adds my modifier. It's always pretty good for like how free it is.
All right. And then I'm just gonna stay right here. I don't like this one.
I don't like this guy.
I don't. I'm gonna shoot that one twice with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. You have
Actually,
disadvantage, though, because it does have
Yes.
dodge.
I'm going to bonus action Form of Dread so I can get some temporary HP.
Okay.
4. But
Yeah.
I'll take it. And then also, then I'll be able to do that bite because of Fenrir later. And then yes, I'll just shoot that one with disadvantage to see if I can hit it, trying to take it out. I hate everything. That's a nat 1.
Otherwise, on the other side, just hit against the
dude.
root.
Yep. And then a 9, a nat 2.
It just hides right behind
buddy.
there and does not take any damage.
So wide.
Yeesh.
That's my turn.
Okay. Juno.
Seeing as I've got these guys next to me, I'm just gonna take a little step and take the seed. Yum 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 yum.
Okay.
It's 8 healing.
Oh, perfectos.
I'll give you some more seeds.
Deleting them when you're not letting me drag them out of here, dude. You're fucking snatching them
Oh,
up.
yeah. You could just drag them out. I was just deleting them. Yeah, my bad.
I've been dragging the ones that are used out to the corner
That makes
And
more sense to
then-
me, Delena.
and stacking them all up.
Do I get the sense, Joe, that the big lad, because I know that the lady that's now riding it, or the ash-kavista, seems to have reach, but does the big lad seem to have reach? Like, if I took a 5-foot step back, am I going to be jumping
do a
out
free
of
insight
threatened?
check.
Ooh, okay. Bloop, 16.
You get advantage on those too from the goggles.
Not from the
Or, like,
goggles. That's
vision
only on
ones?
perception checks, but I think
Oh,
my
my
visage
bad.
does give me. Yeah, my visage gives me
Something gets
insight.
you something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
from-
My visage of the astral self does. So 16 was the highest.
we won't talk about that.
Yeah. The Juno sees that the Visage is too busy wanting to fight.
Yeah.
You can see its legs are too short to ever like shoot forward, and its mouth only comes out a small way, so it'd have to get.
All right. So
AKA
I'll
doesn't
stay
have
with.
reach.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Perfect. In that case, I'm gonna stay where I am. And it's got the ash-kavista on the back, who seems to be the big boss lady, but I don't like the fact that she's riding around on this lad that I've already attacked. So I'm going to do 2 attacks. We
Okay.
go with wisdom. First one against the big lad, 24. Second
24
one, 11. Wah.
11 does not hit, but the 24 definitely does.
All right, 7 points of force damage to the big lad.
Damage so freaking consistently.
Yep.
It's true.
This is always 7 damage. And then I'm just going to use my free unarmed strike bonus action. In fact, actually, no, because I've got a bunch of them around me. I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to spend a key point, and I'm going to take the dodge action. So any attacks against me, disadvantage.
That's smart.
Since I've got a few of them around me now. So,
Okay.
yeah, so she takes up Golden Wisdom, takes more of a defensive stance behind Juno, who's also crouching down, sort of in that defensive manner.
Okay. Then on her turn, she is going to go for. Yeah, she'll take the disadvantage attacks. Just to ensure I didn't miss anything on her sheet. Okay. She goes in for her slam attack. She's going to do this one as a grapple.
What?
21 to hit.
With the disadvantage? Damn, that still hits.
No, you're absolutely right. I didn't roll disadvantage. 16 is the first one then.
Misses, just misses by 1.
Hey.
15.
There's miss, 17 AC.
And then one last one. 25 with disadvantage.
Okay, that one will hit.
So she grapples you. It doesn't do any damage. She locks you in place. You feel the roots just wrapped around you of one of her arms extended.
And this is the ash-kavista, right?
Yes, this is the one on top.
Oh, you think that you're trapping me, but now I'm trapped with you.
And that's all it can do, though. You can't do damage right now. Eldred.
I'm going to try again to dig my nails into this spider. Inflict wounds. 18!
That hits.
14 necrotic.
18! 14 points of necrotic damage as you kind of just start twisting into it.
Eldred just seems like she's always having a good time, even in the worst times.
I will say you notice that it's resistant to necrotic damage. You can see as it kind of doesn't deal as much damage as you'd hope towards it as it is
Does it
used.
seem like kind of a zombie spider?
It's more like it's otherworldly, I should say.
Oh.
But it does seem like one thing you can kind of deduce from the fact that the necrotic damage doesn't do that much is that it's so used to filtering out negative blood and kind of blood that's filled with toxins that it's kind of almost built a resistance against it.
Okay, I say that necrotic no good.
Not just necrotic is bad.
What are these spiders from hell?
Maybe.
On this one's turn, it is going to go... Actually, it's the blue one's first. This one's going to go straight up towards you, Juno.
Okay.
And it is going to go for a...
Am I just grappled or just restrained?
Just grappled.
Restrained.
So you're just kind of held
so
there.
it
You can still
still
move.
has disadvantage then. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Only
also
a 10.
taking 5-foot step down. That's
Okay,
it.
sorry. Yeah. Yep, that's all good. It misses the first bite. 16 on the second one. Misses, right?
Miss.
You
Yep.
see it
17
bite
AC.
twice trying to get to you. Right now, it feels like you're... even though she's kind of grappled you and holding you in place, you're able to kind of move in your spot. It's almost like you're on one of those kind of I'm trying to think of the thing for it. Like you almost like attached, almost like it's a belt. It's like a lead almost. It's kind of locked you in place.
Okay.
You can't really move beyond the small space that you're in now.
Okay.
But enough to dodge. The other one can get to Draven. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep. This one's going to slide up towards you, Draven.
Oh my god.
And go in for you. You see it slip around the corner and go straight for its bites. A 15 and a 23.
23 hits.
6 points of necrotic damage. And then 3 points it heals back, but it hasn't taken any damage. You just see it go kind of latch onto you coming from beneath the feet of the other one. It just bites straight on you.
Shield of Faith will drop.
You just
No.
taken by surprise, it drains out a little bit of your magic, and you can feel your shield drop around you.
No. We were doing so great last fight. This one is not as good.
This one's
I know
gonna.
what you're talking about.
10,
We're
15.
saving
amazing.
spell slots, you know,
That's
like
true.
we're not going like hard.
This one's gonna rush around towards you, Eldred,
Ah,
and sneak up to try and bite. 15 and a 24.
15, no, 24, yes.
Look out for that worm sneaking up to you.
It just bites onto you at that point. 9 points of necrotic damage as it just latches onto you.
Uh,
How much
that
again?
Worm's on.
9.
Look out, that
9.
worm's gonna get you.
I'm rolling concentration.
This is like not so much dire, but this is such a
Good.
dangerous situation that feels uncomfortably comical with the way it's just going so bad.
Yeah, it's a lot
He's
of
like
bite
leaning
wounds.
up against like the door frame, basically, as it moved from it.
There's a seed.
Willoughby, your turn.
Oh my
So I'm gonna moonbeam, trying to hit all three of these guys at the same time.
Okay.
Nice.
Since this is you established this is like taking up the same space. Essentially, the wood creature on their back is taking up the same spot.
Yeah.
I'm able to hit all three of these guys.
Yeah.
With the moonbeam. Okay. I'm gonna put moonbeam right here, centered on that spot.
Okay. Let me get a little thing for it. And then it'll be. I'm right saying it's con save, right?
Con save.
Let's use this one for now because it's. And then I can do this. To back.
Hey.
That's very cool.
Beautiful.
Right on.
Okay. All right, con saves from all three of them.
Me too.
You too?
Wait, do I do a con save?
No.
No,
It's
Well, Willoughby's
moonbeam.
not targeting you, trying to blast you with a moonbeam.
Oh, okay.
The worm actually succeeds. The lesion fails. And then 14. What's your DC? Okay. Yeah. So the
16.
only thing that succeeds is the worm. The other two take the 15 points of damage.
Now I'm gonna assume this thing ain't shape-shifting, but just in case, I will detail the shape-shifting. We'll shift them back to their original form if they have been shape-shift.
Let me double check. I don't think she's shapeshifting. No, she is.
I don't think they are either, but like it feels like an important thing to detail.
It's
just
so
in
uncomfortable
case.
when he has to double check. He's like, "Wow, I got a bunch of them. Let me make sure this isn't one of them."
Just gotta be sure. The you see, there's the kind of moonbeam bursts down, and can you tell me what's Moonbeam's words of? Does it create moonlight?
Moonbeam. Silvery beam, pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on the point within range. It says down, but I think it kind of shines up, considering it's on the point on the ground that you target it from.
That makes sense. Yeah, that
But,
makes sense. I think it's because you
So
meant to like
dim light
cool
fills
down.
the cylinder.
Okay.
I don't think it projects light
And then
outside
this
of
one
it.
will take 7 points of damage. Okay.
And
yeah.
I'm gonna put a seedling, I guess, here. Actually, here, because Draven's getting hit. So
Okay.
I'll move that.
Okay. Ceiling goes down. Anything else?
Willoughby's just gonna like kind of lean up a little bit more against the wall because that worm's a little close now.
What are you doing?
I'm doing my job, staying in the back line and keeping you all healthy.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Alright.
Then on the Legion's turn, this top one's going to go in for a bite and a claw against Eldred. One bite attack, 13 to hit.
No.
Claw 17.
No.
You just hit, kind of bite just straight in front of you, and then a claw comes down to try and hit against you, but you manage to block it with your shield. The other one is going to move up 5, 10, 15.
Well, Joe, if I'm still attached to the lady,
Yes. Oh, it does have half movement speed.
well, I was gonna say as well. Can I?
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Can I use like a reaction to like grab them and like not let them move out of the moonbeam?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, you can go against. You can use your attack of opportunity. I'll say to so use your reaction. I should say to do a athletics check.
It's also
Okay.
the start of their turn, so they're going to take the damage regardless now, right?
Yeah, but I want to keep them in.
Oh, they take it. They take it. I already rolled the damage on them from before.
Man,
so
Moonbeam's so fucking confusing. That's why I like Call Lightning, dude.
I was meant to do the damage at the start of the turn, but technically I'd already done it. So.
They need to make a Call Lightning. They need to make Call Lightning level 2 and just make it 2d10.
That would be great.
I'm gonna use.
Be the same thing, just a lot easier to keep track of.
Okay, I'm gonna give her advantage because she's with another creature as well.
Sure, I'm gonna use wisdom because it's technically golden wisdom replaces strength for me. So.
Okay.
Hey, if they're rolling anything, whatever their highest roll is, I want to subtract d6 from it.
Go ahead and roll the d6. It's definitely gonna matter.
Cool.
I got 14 on
5.
golden wisdom, keeping it in place.
It's enough to keep it in place. It rolled a 17. You can see.
Where do you think you're going?
It's trying to drag.
And then I just kind of, me and golden wisdom grab it like a tug of war.
So the Legion, and she goes, kind of burning up in the light. The Legion's gonna go for a bite and a claw attack against you then.
Yep.
An 11 and a 6 does not hit.
Does not.
Lena.
Lena is going to. What's the range? The normal safe range for their daggers to throw?
I think it's 660 because I'm pretty sure she has
Psychic blades.
But she has sharpshooter, doesn't she?
Oh,
as
right.
well?
Yeah.
So she has
Okay.
the full 60, I
Yeah.
think.
I'm gonna have her back up a little bit more and throw a dagger at the one that's attacking Eldred.
Okay.
26 on the first attack
That hits.
for 20 damage.
20 damage.
And then I'm just gonna bonus action attack again. Nat 20.
That hits.
Subtracted by sneak attack. So another 5.
5
Psychic
points of
blade
damage on
is
top.
default 60 with no long range as well. So
Yeah,
even
that's
without
what it is, yeah.
sharpshooter.
Yeah. Don't think she has sharpshooter. Yeah, it's just the psychic blade's very good range.
That's right, because they just give them the.
You see this thing's just kind of shaking on the ground next to you, blood kind of pouring out of its teeth and little lesions on its body. Okay. Draven.
I'm gonna sidestep into that seed because
Okay.
I'm hurt.
6 HP.
That is great for me. Then I'm going to bonus action on this nasty little freak bug thing. I'm going to vampiric bite it.
Okay.
Probably not gonna taste good. 21
21 hits.
for 7 piercing.
7 piercing.
And then I'm going to use one of my uses of my vampiric bite to take that and add that to my next attack roll that I
Cool.
make.
Yep.
So then I'm going to strike with my sword for 27,
27 hits.
and I'm going to put a level 1 smite in it.
Okay.
I've got plenty of spells, so I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna put a level 2 smite in it because those are the ones that I get back from my short rest.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Warlock again. It's kinda
13 radiant,
broken.
8 slashing. Yep.
Very nice. So plus 21 damage. Yeah, you just slice straight into it afterwards. And you just see kind of its body just boil up with blood. That one's they both went from like kind of looking untouched to fairly hurt.
Will you then also make the
yes.
wisdom
Yeah.
checks for me?
I will indeed.
DC 15.
21. It rolled pretty damn high.
Okay.
You see, this
Well,
creature is
you-
probably
okay.
incapable of feeling you right now. It's trying to wonder what the hell is going on.
Did you roll twice? Because I made 2 attacks, Joe.
That is true. It was incapable when you bit it. It was confused.
That's
And then when you
fair.
cut it-
I get it.
It became very fearful.
Good.
Okay.
You disgust me.
You see it kind of pulling back with its teeth. All right.
Too.
Juno.
That's my turn.
All right. So I'm not going to try and escape this grapple. I'm almost Juno's going to hold on to this kind of tether between them and the ash-kavista, and I'm going to have Golden Wisdom punch it in the face 3 times.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go for the ash-kavista with these attacks. So it's going to be my 2 normal and then my extra attack from martial arts. First one, 26 to hit.
Hit.
Second one, 20 to hit.
Hit.
Third one, 11 to hit. Wah, wah.
The 11 does not hit, but the other 2 do.
All right. 9 and then 5 force damage. Not 7s.
Yeah, true.
True.
Although if you
I
took away
know.
the two from the 9, put it on the 5.
Yeah.
That's true.
It
It
still
averaged
has a
out to
yeah, it did
14.
it. Yeah.
Look, consistency is important. Someone needs to be
really
a
is.
consistent damage dealer on the team.
Juno's got the consistency I wish I had in real life.
Just almost like this is like one of those pool fights where like you got someone on your shoulders, but you've just golden wristed just punching the top of the one on her.
Yeah, I'm not holding on to this thing.
On its turn, technically it wouldn't have taken the moonbeam damage, but would have taken it now because you kept it in it. So it was, yeah, okay. Just takes it at the start of the turn or when it gets moved in there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's stuck in there unless it broke free. It's going to break off of the top of the creature so it can get out of there.
So it's going to stop grappling me.
Actually, it's not. No. It's gonna it has a grapple.
Damn, dude, what the fuck?
It's gonna do its throttle. Can you please make a strength saving throw?
I can. I get to do this, I believe.
Did it fail its con
Strength saving
save?
throw, yeah.
It technically did because I already did all the damage when you first cast it. So I should have done the con save now and done the damage, but
Dude, what the fuck is happening? Okay.
so when when you cast it, I don't usually do the con save until the start of the
my
turn.
brain like can barely keep up with Moonbeam's bullshit.
yeah,
dude. I'm
it's so
trusting.
confusing.
I'm trusting you, and I'm
Just
just,
trust,
Yeah.
trust Joe.
roll.
You're
I'm
good.
rolling with
It took the damage.
16. 16 on the strength save because I get to use my wisdom modifier, but
You
my
do.
strength proficiency.
That's
so-
enough. Can it replace more than one attack? No, it can only do that once. So then it is going to.
I don't have dodge, so it's no disadvantage on the attack rolls. It's just normal attack.
Going to move out
rolls.
the moonbeam. It's going to go climb down 5 using Harvest Moon Speed to get off, break the grapple, and go.
Move 5 more feet. Move 5 more feet.
Going to keep within range of you because I don't think it can move any longer. And then it's
Oh,
going to do
damn.
its slam attacks from 10 feet away as it just kind of pushes its roots forward. 17 and a 14.
17 will hit. If it's going for me, it hits me.
Yeah. It rolled exceptionally high. 18 points of bludgeoning damage. It just slams straight against your chest.
Nice.
Okay. There's all it's doing on its turn. Eldred.
Who's looking worse, this spider or this worm?
I'm gonna hit that worm. I think on my turn with like a punch. So probably the spider. honestly.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to hit the spider with a sacred flame.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw coming up.
And them being resistant to necrotic, it didn't seem like. Well, actually, we don't know. We don't know that the worm things were resistant to necrotic, do we?
Those things it
No.
went through on because they've been taking a lot of damage.
Okay,
it
that's
failed its
right.
dex save.
Hell yeah.
8 radiant.
8 radiant damage. Nice. It's still alive, but it is definitely taking some damage there. Yeah, burns against it.
Okay.
Any movement or anything? Or are you just going to stay where you are?
Oh, forgot I'm telepathic. Do I want to telekinetic? Do I want to push anyone?
Yeah, shove it.
Push it.
Shove it away from you.
Yeah, sure. I'll try to push the spider back 5 feet.
Okay. Is it strength save?
Strength save. Yeah.
16. Digs into the ground.
something- Yeah, that just meets it.
You
He's
see it
good.
kind of almost shakes, but its legs just kind of dip straight into the ground. Okay.
Ah. Okay.
Now onto the blue worms. Where's the second? Oh, it's right there. It says. Okay. This one
purple.
is going to. I'm going to see if it's intelligent enough to know where to run to. Oh no, these things are apparently quite intelligent. It is going to slip off to the side and then go for a bite attack against you, Juno.
Okay.
A 10 and a 14, it misses both. It's just desperately trying to bite you with its burns on its back, trying to restore its body parts through just drinking of blood, but it misses. This other one's going to go for you, Draven, but it is at disadvantage because it has. Yeah. It's a 13 and a 14 then.
Nope.
Just kind of bites and purposely almost coming up short as it's too nervous to get in too close. And then it's going to do its wisdom save. And it remains afraid.
Hell yeah.
This one over here. It's going to go towards you, Willoughby.
Oh, that's what I thought you were gonna fucking do.
You see it come out.
Willoughby cracks his knuckles.
Comes in for a taste. That's a nat 20 on the bite.
Wait, hold up a second. I don't have any blood, so if you're looking for that, you're not gonna get any here.
Let's suck sap out your body.
Yeah, technically it's. Let me just double check actually. Would it even be able to heal? So it's going to be able to do the damage, but it won't be able to heal. You take 12 points of necrotic damage, but because you technically don't have any blood in you, it just bites straight in and tries to drink forth. Finds nothing. And then turns towards Eldred.
You little shit.
I think they're like me. But small.
19 on you, Eldred.
Yeah.
Angrily, it kind of turns.
Hold the concentration. Yeah.
Yes, you do. It turns and bites Eldred right in the leg. You take 6 points of necrotic damage, and it heals for 5.
Ugh. Okay. Oh, and I failed Constitution save. Shield of
We're
Fate.
not doing great, y'all.
Yeah,
Well, no one's hitting Lena anyways, so she's the shielded one.
that's true. Yeah, she's miles away.
Couldn't you shift it?
She's too far away for me to shift it.
Willoughby.
Willoughby. Let's see here. How much damage has everyone taken? How much health does Eldred have? Because when I open Eldred's sheet over here, it's
The
11
sheet is
HP.
inaccurate. I used D&D Beyond. It not great.
not great.
I have taken
Okay.
21 points of damage.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is unleash quite a bit of HP. Bonus action healing word on Eldred, for starters. Actually, on Juno. I'm going to put this on Juno because I'm a chalice heal Eldred. So Juno's going to get a healing word for 8 healing.
Nice, nice, nice. I will take it. Thank you.
Eldred is going to heal for 13.
Nice.
Oh,
And a seedling is going to go down. I can't put it in a spot for Eldred that isn't gonna, or for
Yeah.
Juno that's not gonna
That's
like
fine.
get you an opportunity
That's
attack
fine.
from someone. So I'm gonna put it by Eldred,
I've still got plenty of HPs over here.
and then bank on us getting rid of this worm so they can move.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna use my action now to punch this fucking worm.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
21
Hits.
or 6 bludgeoning.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. You just slam down on top of.
Pesky worm.
You think you're better than me, worm?
You can just, it's attached still to the bottom of like Eldred's leg and just kind of pulls away as you hit it. Anything else?
No, let me just move that seedling up. There we go.
Alright. This top one is going to go for a bite and claw on you, Draven.
Yeah, it checks out.
18 and a 6.
18 is right on the money.
7 points of necrotic damage.
Yep.
And it drains back some of your blood as it bites into you and heals for 5.
Man, we're taking a lot of spread damage. It's
That
hard
was
to
the
keep track
spider?
of all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Cool. Got it.
And so this one now takes another moonbeam because it was last time it tried to move.
So 10 if they fail. 5 if they succeed.
Unnatural 20, so it does succeed. But it takes the 5 points of damage, burning its back. It is going to move up. And rushes out of the light, kind of the burns come across its back, and it's going to try and do its bite and its claw towards you, Juno.
Okay.
12 and a 12. Misses both.
Miss.
What's it like to be a tank that doesn't have to wear armor, Juno?
It's pretty good. It's pretty great.
Lena.
Got that wisdom, bro.
Or tomato.
Yeah, truly.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Lena attack the worm that's still attacking Eldred and I. So first attack is a 12.
Doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
Bonus action is a nat 20.
That does. It's the better one to hit, I'm guessing. 'Cause this is going to have
yeah.
sneak on it. 17, 21, 25. It kills it. You just see
Very
getting frustrated from the first one missing. She just steps around, just launches a perfect one. It goes straight through its body, and you're just going to see the psychic energy go right through, rippling. Almost like a purple strobe light going through it, and then it just drops down, curls up dead.
There's something about crits when you're Jaegering someone else.
Yeah, it's
true.
like I enjoy getting crits, but like something about it's a little different here. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Lena's
like,
gotta crawl
yeah,
back a little bit.
it's stolen valor.
Yeah, it's like I didn't
She's
earn this.
immortal. Get her in here.
Get her in there. I'm playing the RP where Lena's not playing like a psychopath like they do. Like
True.
Lena hangs back.
Lena has
Right.
seen Eldred get bit so many times.
And they attacked both
He's been a
worms
good
that bit them.
Jägermaster.
Okay, that's true.
And they attacked both worms. that
I
bit
think it's It's playing it to how Lena would.
Draven, it is your turn.
Shut up, Mark. I'm trying
I
to
just don't want to see any more characters I control get eaten by frogs. Who knows if there's one around?
There's no frogs here right now.
True, there's no consumption.
I'm
You're
going
a big tough
to.
boy. You're fine.
I don't want to be. I'm gonna bonus action bite the worm in front of me.
Get you have advantage because it is scared.
Hell yeah. 20 total.
That hits.
And for 7 piercing, I'm taking your
Number
thing,
keeps
Juno.
coming up.
I'm going to use another vampiric bite proficiency to heal myself for 7.
Okay.
Which is probably gross because I feel like I'm sucking my own blood back
Yeah,
into my body.
you guys are just like you're sharing it back and forth. It's like a fountain.
Ooh, hot.
No.
What the hell is going on over there? Just kill it.
We're blood swapping. It's called a
Kill
blood
the
It's a
worm.
blood transfusion.
What are you talking about?
And then I'm going to fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at the ash-kavista.
Okay.
Do they have any, like, can I see their heart thing? Like, is it shining? Is there anything outlined in their chest?
No, they're not designed in the same way. They've kind of got like it's almost like their organs become rooted with plants. It's closer to The Last of Us in its manifestation towards a plant life.
Horrible. I'm
Oh,
gonna shoot
good.
its nasty face. Face is
This seems like a kind of thing that gets cease and desisted. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like
24.
Yeah,
this isn't the real deal.
yeah. This is definitely a
force?
knockoff. Yeah.
And then an 11.
The 11 doesn't hit, but the 8 will definitely go through. You just blast
Oh,
it
yeah.
back. See bits of
The
the kind
penultimate of
fruit
we.
burst.
And will you
Yes.
make a wisdom saving throw for them? For
I
me?
will indeed. And she fails.
Hell yes.
She rolled a 9. So she is now considered frightened. She gets confused by your power.
Dope.
Okay. Juno.
It's punchy time. I'm no longer grappled, right? But
No
I got
longer
this
grappled.
I got this little crap worm next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything's. I'm gonna do one punch because I feel like we can't, like, even if we just burst down the ash-kavista, we're still gonna have all these other guys to deal with, and I kind of want to draw them away and keep them focused on me. So I'm gonna make one attack against every single one of these creatures. So the big lad, the ash-kavista, and then the little worm. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna use my bonus action attack from martial arts. So
Okay.
all right, against silk worm, 21 to hit.
Hits.
That's going to deal 8 points of damage.
8 points of force damage. You just punch once on that one.
Golden Wisdom smacks in the face. Big lad, 20 unnatural.
Hits.
7 points of force damage. Good old 7
it
force
is looking
damage.
extremely rough as you punch it.
Oh, if it's looking extremely rough, do I just try and finish it off? Yeah, I'm going to just try and finish it off, actually,
Okay.
with my last attack. So, big lad, 15.
It's exactly its armor class.
10 points of force damage.
And you just
Nice.
see, you're about to go for the third one. You just notice its weakness, and then you strike straight,
Golden Wisdom.
straight through the mouth. And it drops down.
Nice. Yeah, I'd
Big
rather take one off the
round.
field.
Good job.
Nice.
Especially if the ash-kavista looks terrified of Draven. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I think I can leave that one for a second.
Shaking away. Anything else on your turn, by the way?
No, that's literally, apart from moving, which I don't really want to do because I'll provoke an opportunity attack, and I've got the ash-kavista within range, so yeah.
Also, Joe, will you actually roll again for the blue thing? Because the blue worm, because I attacked it, if it passes, then it's no longer frightened. It's frightened until the end of my next turn.
Got it. An 18, so that would have succeeded, right? So it's no
Yep.
longer
So then
frightened now.
it's no longer frightened. Yeah. Look, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out.
However,
Rules. Don't say that.
that's okay. That's okay. It is
Oh,
going.
wow. How low health are you? You're gonna go out.
That 7 bumped me over half.
You see,
You're fine. You're fine.
I have healing hands, so I can do that later.
the ash-kavista opens up these kind of pores in the wood, and a toxic kind of gas, a pollen cloud, that's emanating out of it. Every creature, including its 2 worms within 15 feet, must make a con save.
Is it if they breathe?
Nice. I'm really glad I'm included in this.
Let me read.
'Cause I'm not gonna.
It's
inhale
poisonous pollen.
You could say yes. I don't know,
It would
it's up to you.
technically get in, because the same way pollen gets in people's eyes and goes in your nose, it just irritates every bit of your senses. I'm going to say this one, you don't necessarily have to breathe it.
That's fair. That's fair. So it's not an inhaled poison.
No, it's pollen, so it's just kind of all this kind of very slight bits of plant matter that goes into your eyes.
That's fair. I mean, that makes sense.
Do I want to use my golden rule of cool, or do I want to save it? I'll save it.
22.
Like it's just Juno.
Oh, no. It's only
Juno
creatures
becomes
within 15
terrible.
feet of it.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I thought it was the spider.
No. It's the lady.
Okay, cool.
And
Well, I got 22 anyways. If someone wants to borrow that one,
17.
I
Oh,
would
that'd be
love that.
lovely.
I would love that.
I
think
just want to feel included.
its bottom one fails, the top one
You're always included,
succeeds.
Tomato.
Right on.
Draven, you're going to fail with a 12.
Yeah,
You would
true.
take 20 points of poison damage. But so does this creature here in front of you. This one also gets it into it, and it
Good.
dies. This one takes 10.
Ow.
And if you
Why are you coughing? You don't breathe.
feel like
Yeah.
it goes into your eyes, you're incapacitated for 1 minute, and you can make the same throws at the end of each of your turns.
Oh shit.
It feels it kind of locks you in as you're replying.
Oh, good.
Your body.
I'm
I
really
think
glad
just
I
remembered he's
succeeded.
had to breathe this whole time.
Eldred.
Draven's just been long gaming the whole time.
Oof. I'm going to step onto the seed. Crunch.
9.
Ooh.
Draven just collapses on the ground.
Oh.
Like my eye.
And I'm going to send a sacred flame at the spider right in front of me.
Okay, let me do its roll. 18. It dodges this one.
Ah,
So
it
gets-
saves.
Moves to the side and then sits back in front of you.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
Bonus action, I will. I'm going to try to push this worm into the moonbeam.
Okay.
Strength save.
6. It goes in. Or the moonbeam damage.
Hey.
Push the other one. You rolls in there.
11.
Takes 11 points of damage. It is very hurt now. It's just gonna burn straight from the beam. Okay. On its turn, it's gonna step back out of the moonbeam, slightly cooked, and try and restore its health by biting you, Juno.
Okay.
An 8 and a 16.
Judo reminds
Both
me
miss.
of an SNL skit where they're just like, okay. the Chad skit where everything goes wrong. Okay.
Willoughby.
Willoughby is going to use a bonus action to healing word on Draven.
Okay.
So first you're gonna catch a cool. Hang on. Where the hell's my healing word button? Oh, there
It's
it is.
gone.
6 healing plus another 11 healing, so 17.
Nice.
17
I'm gonna
healing.
put a seedling next to you here. And then Willoughby's gonna
For
use his
whenever you can
action
walk.
to move this moonbeam on top of this guy.
Okay.
Hey.
Smart.
And okay, yeah, they meant to save on the turn. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What's it?
On the Legion's turn, it is going to try to attack the. Oh yeah, should roll to see if it gets its ability back.
No.
No, it does
It's
not.
okay.
Yeah, manifested.
Rule of
You
cool.
son of a bitch. It's going to try and bite Eldred. 23 on the bite and claw.
Okay.
It rolled very high on the bite. It got a 10 necrotic damage and it heals for 6. And its claw does 3 points of slashing. So it just cuts you and then bites straight in. Drinks back some of your blood.
Okay. Jesus.
So it can do though. Lena.
Lena is going to throw a knife at the spider that's still attacking Eldred, following RP as to what Lena would be expected to do in combat.
Yeah. So whatever.
It's true.
Whatever. I'm incapacitated. I have no feelings about it.
Here you go.
Look, I'm healing you. I'm doing all I can, dude. I don't know what else to say.
yeah.
13 on the
You're technically
first
not
attack.
prone, so I won't put you in the prone position. But
Don't think that does it.
is she moving? Is she doing steady aim?
No, I'm gonna do
Okay,
attack
yeah, it misses.
bonus action. Bonus action is a 14.
Misses as well. Just misses. Panicking as she tries to kind of get towards.
Yeah, I guess Lena just hangs out here, not doing much else. Unless they have potions on them or anything like that. I don't know. I don't want to go through Lena's like items.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
don't think.
What does that cloak do again?
You
she
can use it
still
actually make a
hasn't
wisdom
used it yet.
perception check to detect the creature's heartbeat.
Basically, it helps you.
It's like
Immune to
resistance
disease and
necrotic.
resistance to necrotic damage.
That's it.
Boy, that would be helpful if someone else is wearing it.
She was up close, you know. Wild.
Yeah, well, look. I end my turn.
I end my turn.
Draven. You have to make your saving throw.
Count
Technically
save?
end your save. Yeah.
20 total.
And your body pushes out the pollen, and you're restored. It is the end of your turn immediately, as it's at the end of your turn.
Oh,
I'm just gonna point at the Kavista. I hate you.
She's going. At the end of your turn, she's going to make her wisdom save to see if she is still afraid of
to
you.
breathe.
And she's no longer afraid of you with the 21. She just goes, soon you can join us.
I already drink blood.
Then perhaps I'll have you work on the roots. Juno.
Juno, I'm going to risk an attack of opportunity from the little worm
Okay.
because I want to get next to this guy.
Willoughby, I think she just propositioned me.
You think that?
Just that I
Right.
could
You
taste the
think?
roots.
I'm going to get myself in position so if this ash-kavista tries to like get out of the moonbeam, in most ways I'm going to get an attack of opportunity to potentially like either pull it back in or like, you know, get a free whack on it basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I'll think of something cool to say if I hit a bunch of times, but for now I'm just gonna punch
Okay.
because my brain isn't quite working yet. So, first 2 attacks, It's a natural 1, which is a rare
wow.
one. But if I
Rare
check
L.
my philosophies of Juno, I believe that means I get when I roll a natural 1 on an attack roll or saving throw, I gain the effects of half cover until the end of my next turn. So I have half cover.
They just can't lose. They just can't lose out here, ladies and
Just
gentlemen.
can't lose. If I roll a
just can't
1,
lose
it's
out
great. Next attack, only an 11,
Misses.
and then bonus action attack, 21.
That does hit.
7 points of force damage.
7
Because
points
my
of
first
force
2
damage.
attacks
Of course
miss,
it is.
I don't say anything cool. I say nothing.
This is why
Yeah.
you save saying things that are cool until after you've seen the results.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
On
It's
her
a trick I've
turn,
learned.
moonbeam damage.
17.
Moonbeam damage. 12.
She fails, so she takes the full 12. Just kind of burns from it. She's going to step up here. And then she'll move here. And then she's going to go for some attacks on you, Juno. She turns towards you.
Bring it on.
Yeah, she's going to go in for a first one to be a grapple. Unnatural 20.
That will hit.
And then strength saving throw, please, as she tries to see the roots wrap around you. Technically, by the way, you can't... When you're grappling this way... Oh, no, it's only when you throttle. It's only when you throttle. Never mind. You see the roots trying to climb up around your face.
Sure. I have to do this manually because it uses my wisdom bonus because of golden wisdom, but it uses my strength proficiency, so it's +7, which is a 14 total.
Just under what you needed. You take 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Crushes around you. You can't breathe right now as it wraps around your mouth and squeezes on your chest and your neck. You can't speak, breathe, or cast spells of verbal components. And then she's going to take one more slam attack.
There's one spell I can cast without any components,
Misses.
and that's called Punch.
Are you guys good?
Eldritch.
I'm going to step down here and in front of this spider. And I'm just going to give it a sacred flame to the spider.
Okay. It's a nat 20.
Ah,
Moves to the
okay.
side.
Well, bonus action. I'm going to try to pull this Kavista into the moonbeam.
Okay. $18.
Oh, saves.
Digs its roots down into the ground.
I am useless.
I roll really well against you specifically, and I always feel
Yeah.
terrible about it. Because I'll give you this as a thing. This thing has a 0 on its dexterity saves, and somehow it keeps rolling super high.
That's wild.
We do really like we don't do well one combat after another. We have like a hot combat.
We got super hot and then super cold every
Yeah.
time.
Rushing down towards Lena, seeing the fresh
Holy
new
shit.
target,
Oh,
something
this
that it
happened.
can fight. The creature's going to go for its 2 bite attacks. A 24 and a nat 1. So the 24 hits. Lena will take 8 points of necrotic damage, and it heals for 5. She's like, what the hell is it? Kind of jumps up and just kind of bites into her and drinks back some of the blood. It couldn't really bite Juno, so it goes for a target it might be able to hit.
Yeah, welcome to the fight, Lena.
Have that
Whoa!
No,
too.
I'm sorry.
Vision?
Willoughby.
What the hell?
What's that?
Does she have
Huh?
uncanny dodge? Yeah,
She does have uncanny dodge.
She does.
you can just have that.
I'll do
too.
that. Yeah, let's
no
have
one's gonna
that.
touch
Yeah.
her.
Okay, just 4 points of damage then. And
God, there's so many terms in D&D
That's
for
it, yeah.
abilities.
Oh no.
Willoughby. It's true.
Here's the thing, gang. We'll be spending a lot of spells healing you guys. So at a
Yeah,
certain
no, you're
point, we
fine.
need to accept
We're
that
fine.
if we're going to keep having me heal people, we might need to take a long rest after we do both wings of this place before we go through the center.
Which is
can-
what we have like 2 days for our thing anyways.
Yeah.
Well, my
We
day.
have 2
Long
days,
rest will
and
just
Willoughby
come
doesn't
with a-
sleep, so we're not going to get ambushed.
Long rest come
yeah.
with a dire change to the dungeon. You might miss out on massive loot. You might miss out on enemy might become twice as powerful. That kind
Tomato, just come in here with that shillelagh, buddy.
Yeah.
Fucking go to town.
Yeah,
we're
that's
fine.
like that's the thing.
We
is,
got
like, that's the
potions.
trade-off is that like I need to start saving spell slots, so I can't be
Yeah,
doing like
save
healing
them.
words on people.
Focus on your druid forms because we can at least short rest. I'll get spells back. I think Mark will get key points, and then
I get key points back on a short rest.
Yeah, because
so-
that's the thing is I'm not gonna get any more seedlings if
Yeah.
I switch forms, and I can't cast any more spells, so I'm not getting any more seedlings anyways because I need to save the rest. So I
Yeah.
think I'm going to bonus action switch to archer form with my other wild shape,
smart.
and I'm gonna start blasting. So I get one for free when I switch forms. So I'm gonna archer form shoot at this guy.
Okay.
26,
Hits.
8 radiant damage.
8 radiant damage.
We won't need more healing if we kill them all first.
Willoughby is going
I'm
to
calling.
be.
You know what? I'm gonna say it, Tomato. OLG just said she'd beeline for Eldred and murder everything that threatened her. I feel vindicated. I do think that you made the smart choice. because
Safe
she's
thing
basically
to
a-
say when she's not in the call when when the play is actually going down. It's pretty easy when you're not in there, to make calls like that. Wilby's gonna move
Chad's
in and
been
use
protecting
zone
her.
seedling.
Okay.
She's been doing half of
I'm
that.
gonna heal for 6.
Oh yeah, no, she's the rogue and the monk are the tanks right now.
And then Wilby's gonna punch the spider for 27.
The
See?
hits.
Another 8 damage.
Yeah.
It's looking extremely hurt. Once you just whack it again, you see.
See, I'm helping. I'm here.
Crunch.
Proud of you.
Let's see if it doesn't get its ability back. It's going to go for a bite and a claw on you, Willoughby.
Oh shit.
A 19 and a 23.
19 meets, 23 beats.
10 points of necrotic damage. It doesn't heal off of you. And 3 points of slashing.
Okay.
So 13 total. That's what we can do. Just
We got so many hit
After you
die
whack
for
it twice.
short rests.
Yeah,
bite.
that's the thing. Is like they're often overlooked, but we've got plenty of hit
Yeah.
dice.
Yeah.
We've got a
Yeah.
lot of other abilities.
Long rests changes up the dungeon entirely because obviously you can just kind of long rest between fights otherwise. But short rests, I don't punish for.
Yeah, I was willing to spend like 1 or 2 first levels and 1 or 2 second
Yeah.
and third. I don't want to
Yeah,
play anymore.
I think we're in a great spot.
Okay. Lena. Oh, Tomas.
Lena is. I can bonus action disengage as a rogue.
Yes. Yeah, you
You
can.
can.
Lena is gonna rotate over here and then bonus action disengage and get a little bit extra distance on this worm.
Mhm.
And then,
Should attack something. Yeah, attack the big boy because you
I
get
think
your
I'm gonna
sneak
attack the big boy. I just don't want the worm to be exactly right next to me.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we're gonna attack big boy. So that is an 11. Ain't that
Doesn't
the
hit.
way? Ain't that the way that if I played a rogue more, I would have known immediately that moving was pointless, and I should have used the steady aim.
Yeah,
to attack
steady aim
at
really
range.
does take over a
But
lot.
like, I don't play rogues yet, so like, I don't fucking know.
This is a tutorial.
It feels fucking bad. Yo,
It's what Lena would do. I don't think Lena would start moving towards the friend, like her
And then
friends. I think.
she would get an 11 and be like, shit.
Yeah. Oh, great.
And attack.
all right, that's it. That's me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because she would. Yeah.
Yeah. She used the bonus
Oh,
action to disengage. Draven.
it's like she's here. Bonus action, bite the stupid spider.
Go for it.
22,
That hits.
6 points of piercing.
You lean across, bite into it, and drain the last of its essence. And you cause it to and drop down dead.
And he eats more of it than he probably should.
All right, relax.
There's a moment of just an extra couple of seconds. It's already dead on the ground, just shaking it a little bit as you drain into it.
I think the smaller thing is going to be easier to manage. So Draven is going to come over here. And
I'm guessing walking around the moonbeam.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
The half undead man is not going to walk into the burning light. And then take a strike with his blade against them.
Okay.
16 hit
16 hits.
for 11 slashing.
11 slashing. Okay, it cut into her once.
Hell yeah. And wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom
Actually, I
save.
gotta do my Constitution saves for my hits. Wilby never gets
Nat
it, so I
20.
don't roll it.
She is fine.
Uh,
She knows
6.
that.
Moonbeam's
Yeah,
out of here.
Smart.
Okay.
Yep, that's my turn.
Mobby.
Juno.
Am I like choking? Do I take damage at the start of my turn or anything, or is it just like a
No, it's only when she does the
the attack?
The attack, yeah.
All right.
I
And
want that clipped. Am I taking damage? Let me double check. That's what I'm gonna say whenever someone asks the question.
all right, here we go. A bunch of attacks. I might choose, if we're going to short rest anyway, and I'll get my key points back, I might flurry this, and I might even stunning strike it, but we'll see how the first 2 attacks go. 14.
Doesn't hit.
I will, do you know what? I'm going to spend 1 key point to use focused aim to boost that by 2 points to a 16.
Does hit.
Whoa.
For 7 points of force. Good old 7.
Of course.
7 force
Of course,
points.
yeah.
For some
I'm
force
already ready
damage.
to type 7 by the time
Second attack. 16 to
you... Does
hit.
hit. 7.
Show me 7. Oh, 10
Oh,
points of force
yeah.
damage.
Imagine being disappointed by 3 more.
I know.
You slam into it. It is looking extremely hurt now as you just kind of punch into it twice.
You know what? I'm going to spend another key point. Let's do 2 more unarmed strikes. The next one is a 13 to hit.
Misses.
That's not going to hit. The last one is going to be a 23 to hit.
Hits.
For 10 points of force damage. Is it still alive?
Do you want to describe how you kill it?
Hey! So I think this is the last one of like, Juno's just going to be like, feed on us? I don't think so. You're kindling. And then Golden Wisdom is just going to break it apart like with so many punches. It just becomes a pile of twigs, basically.
Yeah. You can just see its kind of crooked face by the end of it. Like there's almost like a dust cloud that comes out from the pollen. But because you're pushing so much pressure, the pollen's getting pushed away from both you and Draven. And by the time it fades away, you can just see the crumbling bones or crumbling kind of twigs and branches of this creature. And it is
Rest
dead.
in peace. Rest in pieces.
The fight is not over. You guys are still in extreme danger from...
There's a horrifying creature in the corner. You're all a little distracted by the real threat.
Are you really a human?
With my movement then, to make sure that Lena is not attacked, I'm going to jump in front of this thing.
Rushing and jump.
That's such a horrifying thing to see. I run up and strike, and June's like, and then just jolts towards the next one.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. I really don't think that you're the human of our party. At this point.
Eldred.
Is Eldred human?
Yeah.
Who
As
knows?
far as we know.
I wish one of us was normal.
I'm normal.
You're really not.
What? She likes fighting.
You summon a giant lady out of your body that's ethereal and then pummel things.
Everyone does
And
that.
Everyone does that.
Sevens more than anyone I've ever met in my life.
So yeah, that's true. That's the bit which is
You're
Juno's
literally
weird.
the lottery.
I'm going to approach the worm a bit and throw it a sacred flame.
I rolled a 5. It hits.
Hey, 12 radiant.
It is so close to death. You see it kind of burning, and it's now just on its last legs, trying its best to keep alive, hoping for any source of blood it can get.
Do I have anything else I can do with bonus actions?
You have your shelf. I
No.
don't know if it does damage.
No.
It
Unless
is,
it could trip over this root and fall.
if it had legs, maybe. It's
Incorporate
just
more like
rolling.
environmental hazards for enemies to like stub their toes on.
And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll start throwing in pits randomly in the room.
Actually, I do not want a worm with legs. That sounds.
That's a millipede, my man.
That's very sons of
They
the
are awful.
forest
Those
as
things
well.
are fucking awful.
They are
Yeah,
terrifying.
it is.
On its turn, it's going to go for a double bite on Juno. An 18 and a natural 1.
Oh well, the 18 will actually hit me.
8 points of necrotic damage, and it heals for 2.
Ow!
As it just kind of bites on and drinks, and a couple of its wounds start to heal over.
Gross. Get
Willoughby.
off.
Nasty creature. And then Willoughby just shoots it. 24.
That hits.
Cool. That's 6 radiant damage.
Just burns away in this kind of smoldering worm on the ground. End of initiative.
Ew.
Ugh.
Ugh.
That
Gross.
was horrible.
Yeah, that was
Yeesh.
pretty bad.
That was a lot worse than the last room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I remember that last fight so well. It's just right up here.
I mean, you should because you were doing great last room, just like you did this room.
Well,
Fair.
Truly.
I like fighting, so.
Ugh.
Do we? I mean, I could do with a little, just maybe a sit down, maybe just to
Yeah,
kind of get my
same.
strength
We're gonna
back.
sit down. We
Tiny
should do it in
rest.
the other room where I got rid of all the roots that are still kind of reaching towards all of you.
But there's so many
Okay.
doors, so many like entrances there, right? Like,
I'm gonna say it. I'm greedy. I would at least would like to look through this room before we leave.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's a
also
good
going
idea.
to say I feel like I have about 9 minutes and 30 seconds of like pretty good time left on my hands before I really want to kick back.
uh,
This
Yes.
room does lead on, by the way, and you can see the roots, the blood red roots lead on.
Oh, that's right. It goes down. Oh my God, that's right. You said it keeps going.
Mhm.
Oh, I hate this.
Some of these roots
Oh.
are bleeding,
Dungeon.
but the main root is going through.
Hmm.
there's a big space back here without roots anyway.
Yeah.
But we could also just go back to the first room.
Well, I spent all that time blasting all the roots in the
Oh,
other
yeah,
room with
okay,
lightning,
let's
so
make
it's
you feel
probably
accomplished.
safer than this one that doesn't. It's not about whether or not I feel helpful. It's about what is the safest.
Sure.
Damn.
Let's go back. Let's go back. If we've cleared that out and we've done some things to make it safer, let's do that.
You'd find yourselves back in the
Ah,
first
I
room.
remember this room.
Oh,
Now
so
everyone
well.
It's so
Park
scorched.
themselves in the crater, all right?
Okay.
You can still see the healthy pumping of blood coming through the roots from the area you came from. And on the other side, the healthy pumping of this kind of bluish substance. Going past
so
the
there was-
roots blocking the
Oh.
front extract.
Can I? Do I have any idea what that might be? The blue substance.
Roll an Arcana check or a Nature check.
I want to
Oh.
taste it.
Ooh.
Can I do an Arcana as well?
Yeah, you can.
Can I provide guidance to one of those two?
Not me.
Sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
throw
I'll
guidance
provide
now.
it to Juno.
Oh, 10.
Oh.
I'll tell you, a 10 is enough to tell you that this is magical in nature. It's not blood.
This is magic.
Oh,
You mean
Got
the
it.
glowing
Yep.
blue
Magic.
pain is magic?
Yep.
Can I make an Arcana check while I taste it?
The blue one or the red one?
The blue.
Are you climbing onto the ceiling to taste it?
100% because I can just spider climb, remember?
Yeah, you can. You can walk up and try and bite into it. However, make an attack roll to try and get through the root.
All right, I do. 11.
Doesn't work. You find that the root's incredibly tough to try and bite through here.
What
The hue is coming through the insides of it. It's almost like a hardened vein.
Try the red one. No, you don't want this blue one anyways. Is the red one lighter? Thinner?
You can try and bite.
7.
At this point, your teeth are starting to hurt slightly from trying
Oh
to bite
my
into this. It's almost like
God,
trying to bite into
this place.
steel. It's so tough.
The hard and tough.
Yeah, maybe
They
don't keep
are-
biting.
Why don't I just
They-
blast them?
It's a great idea.
What do you? Well,
Eldritch
I don't
blast.
know.
I'm gonna meditate for an hour.
11. I hate this place. This place is bad
Scissors
for
will
me.
get against them.
I'm done.
Did you say your spell
Draven,
was
you're all
called
delirious
Eldred's
from passing
Blast?
out in the last fight. You need to calm down.
There's no blood here. Everything's rancid.
Yeah, he said Eldred's Blast.
Yeah, that's cool. You named your spell after me.
That's nice.
Yes. I might,
Mhm.
but it is now.
Oh,
Yes, it's Eldrit's Blast now.
cool.
It's ghosty. Do I have to say it backward?
So did you name spells after all of us, or did just Eldred get one?
To solve. Dry.
Tirdle.
Oh,
Bleh.
we said that very different. and yes, I have judo.
Nice.
That's a great spell name.
And pull up my
You could
bag of
just say
fingers.
that you-
Willie.
Oh,
wait, that's the wrong bag. And then he's just gonna completely just.
Yeah.
I left it outside.
Yeah, outside. It's fine. It's fine.
I thought this was one of those social situations where you lie to make someone happy.
No, you could just say you just made it all up. It's fine.
Oh. He side eyes Eldred a little bit. Almost all of them.
Okay.
Fine, all of them. Yes, I didn't get. It's Eldritch blast. It's Eldritch energy. I don't have Eldritch energy. That sounds scary, to be honest.
Sounds effective.
Are you a human?
The hesitation is a massive red flag.
I'm a special
That's such an easy
human.
answer.
What does special human mean?
My
This dude's
bloodline has
Oh.
certain powers.
Oh, okay. Well, so were your parents human, or did they have this special bloodline that made them different in some way as well?
Yeah,
or is this...
but my grandmother had similar powers to me.
Oh.
Is it weird if I asked to taste your blood? Is that?
No, I guess not if we're about to rest anyway. I'll hold up my wrist.
It just feels like a thing we do when we're not in.
Listen, man, I'm trying to have a nice meditation over here. I don't know what they're doing.
And he's
Juno's like doing
He's probably
handstands.
sitting near Juno, just like fucking like sitting down crisscross on the ground.
He's
Yeah.
kind of
Watching
just
this.
curious of like if he can taste the magic in the blood that is in Eldred.
I don't know. Joe would know, but I think maybe it would taste a little different than most
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, it's not your typical flavor for a human.
Mm.
It tastes a little bit. The closest description I would say is it has a bit of a menthol to it. It's a little bit kind of whisky, a little cold.
Yeah.
Hmm. Nice, lovely. Thank you.
Sure.
Are you fully alive?
Yeah.
I swear we've covered this before.
Yeah, look, some people lie. I lied a lot when we just met, so
It's true.
okay.
I mean,
Gino, go
fair.
back and meditate. You
My
don't have
bad.
to-
I can still hear you.
I guess that's true.
And as a point,
I'm
I have
alive.
never lied about anything.
I've
Just
never
have
lied either.
connections to other
Not
souls.
one time. Ever.
Whoa.
What you saying, Eldred?
I'm alive. I just have connections to other souls, living and dead.
Oh.
Damn, it was really just me, huh? It's a lot to process. Wow, this route looks comfortable.
I wouldn't. Why are you sitting? Don't sit on
You
the
just see it
roots.
slowly turn towards
He
you.
made
I
this
cleared.
space.
I made
Root.
this nice crater.
What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna. He goes to the crater.
Sit in this soot.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all participating in a short rest?
Yes.
Short rest, please.
Go ahead and roll any hit die that you want to spend here. Remember, it's your hit die plus your constitution modifier that you can heal up by. You can spend as many as you want to heal up, and then also get back anything you would usually get back from a short rest.
I'm gonna spend 3.
I was doing 4.
I never use as many hit die as I should, considering how rare it really comes up that you need to short rest to regen HP.
Yeah.
To be more
Mostly in
like,
dungeons, yeah.
I really need to burn them more often.
I'm spending 4. But
I don't know,
I'm nearly at full.
anticipating that this wing may also have enough bad shit that we may want to short rest again.
That's why I was thinking I'm going to leave
'Cause
myself
we didn't
3.
even clear out all of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to leave myself 3 hit dice, but I'm nearly at full. And I get all my key points back as well, which is great.
Yeah. We're probably not
I
going to
used
get as much
to-
healing up until the final
Yeah.
wing now because.
I
a
still have
little
20.
expensive.
If I'd almost say let's see if anyone goes down, because I still have my 20 points of lay on hands, which will be enough to get someone up at least.
Yeah, and I got a potion, a standard potion to get somebody
We've got
up
a
if
lot
we
of
need to as well.
potions. I want to save my like lower tier spell slots for those healing words because they are.
Yeah, especially
Very
with
good
the,
with
the
chalice.
seeds and the chalice. Like, you are our heal machine, so definitely save yourself if you can.
The hour goes by undisturbed. You see some of the roots slowly trying to grow back towards you, but it looks like it would take a lot longer than the hour just to kind of get back towards where you are. The
I'd
blood.
like to use
Yeah.
myself to make myself look like the ash-kavista,
Okay.
just for potential ambush properties. Sorry. continue.
The blood red root seems like it's a little deeper in color by the time the hour's gone by.
Oh.
And the other side seems the same. You can see both are pumping down into the lower roots at the end of the room. But your hour goes by pretty undisturbed at this point.
Cool.
Quiet.
Forgive me, I might not be remembering what we discussed last time. Are we going to push through the red wing and push on through there, or are we going to go
Well,
explore the blue? Or
Makes sense to finish one side before we do the other.
I think so, especially as that
Yeah.
red looks deeper in color than it did an hour ago. Perhaps we
Yeah,
should
and maybe we can like get to the end and we like cut off the source, you know? Maybe this is like powering her somehow.
We'll just have Draven drink it all or whatever.
Deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something I would be curious about is not so much an autopsy, but looking at how that Kavista is made up. Because if they're organized differently, if certain things aren't affecting them the same way, it might be good for us to at least have a general idea going forward.
Okay.
See if something is actually rotting them or not.
Well, next time if I fight one, I'll try not to break
Boy,
it all
we
up.
really should have done that before we took an hour in another room. I hope that nothing happened to their bodies while we were.
That would be good information. If it's gone already in an hour,
That
then
is
either
good information.
it returned to the earth or it reclaimed it or something. But like, it's all bad.
Can we be
do some
walking and
stretches?
talking back
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
the
yeah. You can walk back into the
Yeah.
room.
wing?
In the time you've gone, a couple of the bodies which were closer, the larger creatures that were closer to the roots, some of the roots have like attached themselves and pierced into them and are now draining the blood into the roots themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Where you left the brambles of the ash-kavista is just lying on the ground, still in the same place.
Nice.
A couple of the worms are slowly, their roots are like growing towards them, but only the ones which kind of died right on top of the roots are right next to them. Are actually being
And it
pierced
was
and drained.
only the bugs that was actually drinking our blood, right? The ash-kavista was just throttling, didn't actually absorb any liquids from us. Oh, okay. So,
So
Juno
did-
would probably point that out and be like, oh,
Did
yeah.
we clock the Kvister specifically resisting certain kinds of damage, or was it just the bugs?
Just the bugs, as far as we saw.
Just the bugs
And
as you saw.
Yeah.
Of all the things that Willoughby, I think, could even do a medicine or nature check on to try to determine like what it could be even resistant to, because he can compare it to himself, would probably be the remains of the Kvister.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be able to go up to the bugs and be like, I wonder what this
Sure.
thing is. Like, why is this thing resistant to necrotic? Or is this thing resistant to this? So I
Sure.
guess Willoughby would go up to like, if it's possible with the remains of the Kvister, try to figure out like the differences between, like comparing it to himself, try to figure out like
Yeah.
what differences there are anatomically here.
Also,
For combat
Draven
purposes.
would want to check. Like, did these worm things have? How are they? Did they have eyes? Were they like assumedly going by sound? Like he wants to figure if they didn't have
Yeah,
eyes.
those ones are definitely were kind of going by sound. You can kind of see from just their body form.
Okay.
There didn't seem to be any visible eyes. If there were, they would have been kind of embedded deep into the skin. But
Cool.
it seems like they were going by sound and movement and tremors.
That's good to know too.
Yeah, roll for the Kavista's body as you get over there. Roll a nature or arcana.
I'll do nature. 20.
Nature allows you to study the actual kind of wood itself. What it would teach you. This creature was only resistant to bludgeoning. That doesn't mean that other types of these creatures would be. What it seems to be instead is similar to the roots that you've found around here. other than the major roots that are kind of delivering the blood and the magic, the ash tree's form seems to be... You can see a couple of very, like, almost like 3-inch gaps which are starting to form in it, which actually seem to be resistant to more. They seem to be toughened against elementals. They seem to be kind of immune to poison and psychic. You can tell that by just the fact that it's this kind of stronger plant life. You'd be able to tell that the portions which are kind of grow in this exterior of the ash bark, it creates a very powerful, very hard to break through, almost steel-like exterior. It's safe to say with the 20 that these are like early forms of what ash-kavista could be, and if this ash tree gets its way and builds an army of these, they could have almost steel-like exteriors if the bark grows all across. But in this current form, it seems they're fairly vulnerable, like most woodland or wood-based creatures are.
That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, we'll relay that.
Okay.
That's useful. Neat. Cool.
All right, we good?
I would also the last thing I'd wanna look and search around the room, less for like loot or anything, but like making sure that there's not like something hidden, like bulbs or like eggs from those creatures that we missed that then might hatch later or something otherwise.
Yeah, go an investigation check.
Can I help with that?
Yeah, get advantage.
Incredible. 21.
Yeah, you'd search around, and you'd see that portions of the walls have these small little kind of crevices, which you would see had almost like burrowed through these creatures, the little worms, and especially the bigger ones have kind of pushed through looser soil in the ground. It's safe to say with the 21 that if they have any young, they're probably far off, and they were drawn to the amount of blood there was, as opposed to this being their den. It's not usual for this place to have blood flowing through it. So
yeah, cool. I'm gonna pass that on, because then that's also one less thing to hopefully worry about.
For the most part, you've explored this room.
Well, it looks like press on then.
All right.
Press on.
Do you want me to move ahead of everyone, or do you want to... we want to try and sneak in, get a look of what might be ahead of us, and then report back? Send me and Lena up front?
It could actually work if all of you sneak behind me, because Draven also looks like the ash-kavista right now still.
Okay.
I'm fine with whatever. I'll hang back as far as possible.
And I can't sneak for crap, so I was just gonna...
Well, why don't me and Lena, we will move ahead, like give us a few beats, we'll move ahead, and then if there's anything, we'll rush back. But it might be that we can get some insight.
Okay.
Deal.
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth checks for both. If you want to control the stealth check for Lena Willoughby.
Yeah.
And Lena can create psychic connection.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, let me do the short rest for Lena quick.
Well, I'm gonna do my garbage stealth check. 14.
You can't be good at everything, Jim.
And with her, she can do the thing to give you advantage, right?
Well, that's true, actually. Yeah, OLG can give me the blessing of the trickster.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll do that.
Because I think she can use that as many times as she wants as well. So, yeah, 14 was my highest.
Okay.
And Lena will, let me do the roll now. 21.
Okay. You both slip off into the darkness ahead. The tunnel goes on for a little while.
Maybe like I'd say like me and Jim, we'd probably try and stay about like 60 feet, so like two movements, like so we know we can easily get back to the team.
You know, you can
just
do it in a
like
dash,
if there's something we can be like, oh fuck, back up, like
You keep 60 feet ahead and move through the darkness very quietly. Up ahead, you see the root is the only bit of light you've kind of got. It's gleaming this soft red light from the root itself. Any part of it which is slightly exposed, showing the redness on the inside, it's causing this kind of gleam. And you go forward. And the end of the tunnel has collapsed. About 30 feet after you've left the room. But the root itself curls into a small tunnel. One which is thin enough to crawl through. And it's hot. You feel this immediate kind of warmth coming from down the tunnel. It's probably I would say 3 foot by 3 foot, this kind of circular diameter, with the root taking up a good foot of it as it kind of gets thinner going through. It's a tight squeeze to kind of crawl through, but right now you can see several other roots piercing out and kind of moving, spiked on the ends, almost like looking into a maw of teeth, just going all the way down into a small room at the back. A much smaller room at the back. It looks like it's a cool space. It's defended by all these roots, and the warmth comes off it.
I might say I'll say, Elena, you go tell the others. I mean, I can get through it, and I can move pretty quickly, even if I'm crawling. So if it does start to bite me, I'll back up. But maybe you go let the others know what's going on. And then, Juno's gonna...
She would do that. Yeah, shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but like if it goes wrong, like run back immediately.
Yeah. Well, I can move pretty quick if I need to. So, okay. And then,
Okay.
Juno, because also like no armor, like I'm unarmored, like I've got the monk defense. So, yeah, I want to try and see see how hard it is to crawl down this space. Like I'm gonna take it for a ride.
Okay. You're gonna crawl into the space.
Yeah, and then Lena will run back and tell the others what we found and what I'm doing.
Give me.
Yes.
Are you just gonna crawl as fast as you can down there? Are you gonna?
I'm gonna go slow. I'm not gonna go like super quickly. Like I want to basically take my time and like kind of almost test it. Like move down a little bit, see how the maw reacts. If it like starts to like come for me, maybe back off or try and protect myself or something like that. But like I'm not gonna just like pelt down it as quick as I can. How far down do I think it goes?
Probably about 30 feet.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
would I be like moving at half speed if I
40.
did that?
Yes. Yeah. Be moving half speed.
Okay, so actually, here's what Juno's gonna do. I'm gonna back up to like 10, 15 feet, and I'm going to run, slide, and then spend a key point to dash as a bonus action, which means I can go 90 feet. So even halved, I'd go 45, which I think would get me maybe to the end of the thing.
It would.
So almost like super slide, kind of like Metroid style, like
It is jagged though. Like you've still got all the roots around. So I'm gonna need you to do a dexterity saving throw to try and avoid the roots grabbing hold of you.
Sure. 22.
22. You take it, and the roots are not prepared for your kind of fast creature to go through, and you start kind of bouncing. You bash around a little bit because you'd go over a couple of them, and you can feel them go all behind you, trying to grab you, and you suddenly come out the other end, and all the roots are now agitated, almost like a series of wasps that have been kind of shaking around. You can see them shooting forth, kind of grabbing around, but you've now pushed through the other side. And in this last room, you haven't got dark vision or anything, have you?
Well, I was going to say, so when I get through to the other side, if it's completely black, I will spend the 2 key points to summon Golden Wisdom, because with the Visage, I can see in magical and natural darkness 120 feet.
You can get these, your eyes kind of gleam, and you can see through. You now see where the Great Root comes down. And in this room, you can see the softest portion of this root is now visible right in the center, kind of hanging through like a hammock. You see this very reddened bit, which is almost convulsing, pumping the blood. You can see where it breaks off into smaller roots that go up into the on the ceiling, kind of pushing forward in many directions. And it seems like the blood's been trickling through here, and it's almost like a filter system as it's pumping it back.
Does this look like a heart, basically? Like looking at it,
it's more like an artery than the heart itself. Roll an investigation check as well.
Sure. Investigation, not perception.
Oh, perception.
Or
Perception
insight?
works, actually. Perception would work.
Okay, I get advantage on that. 23.
You'd also notice in this room, on one end, it looks like a larger worm had burrowed through. But its body has been completely drained, and it's now like kind of split open. And on the inside of that body is a skull, perfectly preserved, with its eyeballs intact, and it's staring straight towards you.
Okay. I will think to Lena to relay to everyone else, like, okay, so I got through the tunnel of teeth, the barbs and the teeth, It's pretty vicious. If any of you want to come through, either you've got to be pretty small so it doesn't know that you're there, or you've got to avoid being grabbed. They tried to grab me when I slid through. But on the other side, I think that I found like an artery of the tree. It's filtering the blood. It's pumping. It's flowing through it. It's kind of it looks softer here, not as hardened as what we found in the other rooms. There's also one of those bugs that I think is dead, but inside it is a skull and it's got eyes that is blinking at me, and I'm going to try and talk to it. But I can wait if you think that you have a way to get through. If any of you want to try and get through that tunnel, but it was, I mean, I had to run and slide through it. It's about 40 feet long, and the barbs all tried to grab me when I came through. So just be careful if you do. Otherwise, I'll wait. But if you want me to do something, I can do something.
Draven would want to see if like lighting a torch and then trying to put it inside of the tunnel would dissuade the barbs or brambles at all.
The heat causes them to retract.
Love video game logic.
Good thinking.
No, sorry, it doesn't. It was very hot. It's the opposite. They grow.
Okay.
All right, get that out of here.
Sorry,
Okay.
so it's the opposite around. It's heat going from there, not cold.
Cold. But Draven's also gonna ritually cast Find Familiar, but not keep them out, then just like do the action to pop them into a pocket dimension.
Does it look like these brambles have any interest in Willoughby? Like, are they reaching out to grab him?
If you get too close, yes.
Okay.
Do we have anything cold at all?
While they're thinking about what they want to do, Joe, I'm just gonna like look at the skull and do a little sort of like Mesogayan sort of like hello, and just say hello there.
Hello there.
Oh,
See
I
it
can
just
speak.
talk back to you. Of course I
Who
can
are you?
speak. I'm Aina.
you-
Who are you?
My name's Juno. You're a little dead, Einar. I'm gonna be honest. That's why I'm surprised you can speak.
No, I'm a lot dead.
A lot dead. What is a lot dead?
No, lot. I'm a lot dead.
Oh, you're a lot
dead
dead.
a lot. I'm lot.
Oh, I
Look at
see.
me.
Okay. Einar. Okay. Well, I mean, how did you get down here, Einar?
Kind of looks around at the worm's corpse in him. Well,
I guess you got ate by a bug.
I think that is a good context clue.
You're funny. I like you, Einar. So what were you trying to do down here? You were trying to get down into the village or into the town, or you
No.
lived here?
No, it captured me a long time ago. I've been in this stomach for a while.
Oh, how long?
It's hard to count time in here. I would say at least a few weeks.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It did not
fair
mean to
enough.
eat me. I ate the person that I was attached to.
You were attached to a person before?
Oh, yes.
You've been ahead for some time.
I've been ahead for a long time.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've got some allies who are going to be coming through in a second, hopefully.
Oh, wonderful.
But, I mean, do you want to get out of the bug?
I don't enjoy being down here.
Okay.
So if you don't mind taking me upstairs, I'll be appreciating it.
Upstairs, is that the way out? This is Mark asking, because
You've technically gone down. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, sure. Well, Juno
I
will go
assume
up
you're
and be
deep
like,
underground.
yeah, I mean, I to be honest, if I was ahead, I wouldn't want to be stuck in here. I don't think that you should be stuck in here either.
Yeah, I
So,
appreciate that. That is not bad.
I'll come up and start, like, trying to get the head out.
Yeah, you kind of pull them
So
out.
it's a skull, but with normal eyeballs in it.
Yeah, it's eyeballs.
cool as
No
fuck.
eyelids, just the pure eyes always staring.
I love it. It reminds me of Nightmare.
Mm. What are you guys up top trying to do?
So like we have no cold whatsoever.
I mean, I don't know how to do any cold stuff, to be honest. Well, I
No.
do have. Well, no, I don't think that would do it.
Go on,
Best I could do is fly through and leave you all here.
do it.
Just so everyone knows, I'm letting you know the skull that I mentioned earlier with the real eyeballs, it can speak. Their name is Einar. They've been ahead for a long time, and the person that they were attached to got eaten by a bug.
What?
You just
Yep.
talk to them.
Yeah, just said hello. Said hello back.
I mean, do we even need to? Is this something you could just like bring here? Do we have to?
Well, I can bring the skull to you, but the artery is I can't move that. It's massive, and I think that's connected to this whole the blood pumping around thing. Like if
Does it look like if you destroyed it, something would pour out of the walls to kill you?
Joe, I look around.
That would be an
know.
investigation check. That one.
Yeah, that would be an investigation. 4. I have no idea what will happen if I destroy this thing. I mean, it looks like you said earlier. It's like pumping blood through it, like filtering the blood almost. So it's almost like an artery in the body. So I think that if I destroy it, I will probably hurt the tree, or I may do some great damage to it or something. But
Make a nature check.
it might make a nature.
Yeah, please.
Oh, even better. Another 1. 8.
It's hard to tell what the full functionality of this thing is, but yeah,
Sure.
it's safe to say whatever you want to go off of.
I mean, honestly, Willoughby, if you can come through and take a look at this place, even if you then
geez.
leave again, but like, I just don't know what I'm looking at here.
Well,
To me, it looks like a
is-
heart or an artery or something.
These things on the walls, they really don't like me either, which I wasn't really banking on.
Ah, okay.
And I don't want to get.
Well, listen, I'm happy to break this
Yeah.
thing, and if there's a risk that it starts pouring blood out, I'll just try and crawl my way out like I did before. But if you think that I think that if we want to proceed, if we want to, I mean, this blood seems to be connected to this place, right? To this tree, it's feeding on blood. If I destroy this thing, I might be able to stop it. That might hinder it. Hey, Einar,
Yeah.
Do we have any water?
what do you know about this thing? The artery, the pulsing thing. You know anything about this?
I know
You
that
mean
it
if-
killed the bug that I was inside.
It killed the bug, like as in like the bug tried to feed on it or something, or?
Yes, as it was trying to bite through, I think a root pops right through it and then starts draining.
Oh, so it like almost like the root was protecting it, maybe.
It seemed that way.
Okay, Einar says that's what it seems. He said that he watched a bug try to bite into the artery, and the roots killed the bug, and like it was protecting it. So I think that the tree is desperate to protect this thing, whatever it is.
Okay, don't bite any more of the roots.
Well, but you should bite it.
It's driven.
It would take a spell slot, but I probably could get us in there if Willoughby made. Well, do you have? I don't think you have create destroy water prepared. Do you?
I do.
If you make water, I can shape water to freeze it.
Well, I could also use the decanter of endless water,
Oh yeah.
which would be a lot better use of my spells.
Yes.
Than
That's very true.
creating stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we have a. Well, we have. Yeah, we have the decanter of endless water.
We have the decanter, which does 30 gallons, but what's 30 gallons like? Like, how much is that really going to get us across how long this thing is?
If
40
if we spread the 30 gallon, it doesn't have to be very long. If it's very thin, we can just shape water to freeze it intermittently as we're going down.
Okay,
And
well, here's the
assumedly
thing.
that'll
Geyser is
push it
30
back.
gallons of water gushes forth in a geyser 30 feet long, 1 foot wide. So it already establishes that it is like a horizontal spray. So
Like a
maybe we can
hose.
kind of work with.
Let's make a slide.
Like Iceman in X-Men.
Yeah. Joe would make us roll for it, but there's a chance.
Joe,
Anything
what is
that gets us like a
oh,
little bit of a bonus over like a flat dex roll? I think is a pretty good bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I lied.
I mean, it's also like I'm happy to like destroy this thing and then try and book it out myself if that's what we want to do.
You know what?
But
I say do it.
I just don't know what this thing
You're
is. or-
fast. It's
Yeah,
just
we ain't
like,
got much to lose.
What
Except
if you
you're-
guys?
you're technically like on like in communication with us. If something goes wrong, we dash in and
Yeah.
you know.
It was more like if you guys wanted to come in and like have a look around and try and figure this thing out before I punch it.
Nah, I feel like
I feel like I'm part barbarian at this point.
If there's anything to find in there, we could potentially even loot it after it's cleared.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I've looked around and like I had a good, like I'll say, Juno's like I've had a good look around. I can't find, there's no like loot or magic items or anything in here. I just don't know what to do about this artery thing. Like Einar's the only thing that I could find in here, and he was pretty hidden.
Well, the
yeah.
art. It feels like we just need to destroy that thing.
Okay.
But
All right, you got it, boss. Stand
I
by.
don't know how hard that is.
Don't worry about that. Me and Golden Wisdom have got this. And I'll be like, hey, I know. I'm gonna look down. Is he like how is he attached to his former owner? Is that like broken away? Is he just a skull now?
Just a skull.
All right, I'm gonna take off like because Juno has like these leather wraps around her arms and hands. I want to like take one off and just maybe spend like a minute making like a kind of heart, like wrapping leather around him, kind of like God of War Mimir style, like having like a thing, and then I'm gonna loop him onto my belt and be like, okay, you stay there.
Oh, wonderful! I get to get another person's waist and bounce around back and forth.
I don't really have another way to put you
no,
anywhere.
It's fine. No, it's comfortable. I'm enjoying it.
Good, because I'm about to break this thing, and we might have to make a quick exit. So
wonderful.
you'll be ready.
Yes, I go from a worm's body into drowning in blood.
Nice. Let's go. And then I'm gonna be like, and then Golden Wisdom's just gonna punch this thing as best as I can to try and break it.
Give me an attack.
All right. With Golden Wisdom, 14.
That hits.
All right. First one, 9 points of force damage. Second one, 7 points of force damage.
That's enough.
Classic.
Your second fist goes through, and you feel the whole thing converse inwards, and you start shaking, and blood starts pouring out, and you see it's kind of trying to reseal, and it can't, and then
Lucky.
a piece splinters off. The rest of it just pours as blood, and the whole valve just empty, but the piece that splintered off, really a good, like...
I'm grabbing that splinter.
Yeah. It's about 2.5 by 2.5 feet.
And I'm gonna start crawling through, but I'm gonna grab that splinter before I leave.
And once you start crawling through, you can see all of the roots, like almost like dying snakes, and then they retract inwards.
I'm doing my best solid snake.
And they clear out your path.
Oh, nice.
Roots go.
All that blood.
Yeah, I'll like let you. Maybe I'll cup some in my hand to bring out to him.
He's not gonna go. But if Juno says that all this blood keeps falling on the floor, you'll definitely see Draven almost like drooling a little bit.
Draven, you can see as the big root that was heading down there now is pouring down. You can just see it pouring out on the other side.
Hey, well, think about it like this. Imagine how much better all the blood is going to taste at that circus we're going to after all of this.
As I'm making my way through, Joe, if I like now that I can sense that these things aren't attacking me, the vial that I had the Norn's blood in that is empty now, I'm just gonna reach it back in and let it fill up, and then I'm gonna crawl back out.
This might be a terrible mistake, but like, who else is going to drink?
But
Who else
Juno
but Draven?
knows that Draven would want to drink this blood, so she's gonna get a little sample, little shot glass, and then.
Biggest carrot I've ever made. My gosh.
And then I'll pop back
yeah,
up and
you
be
come
like,
to the other side.
I destroyed it.
Nothing bad happened.
Oh, Eldred, everyone. I know, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you.
What?
We had one of those.
This
that
is-
spoke to the mother of monsters.
Oh, great. You had a skull already. I have a friend then. Great. Introduce
Oh,
me.
they're not here anymore.
Oh, wonderful.
We destroyed that one.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I know. You're nothing to do with the mother of monsters, right? Because you're a lot more pleasant than any of their sort of effigies that we've encountered.
I don't think so. Who is the mother of monsters?
Hey, good guy.
That's the right answer.
Hell yeah.
Right,
Oh,
correct
great.
answer.
I should have probably just been left in the worm then.
I like this guy.
I thought you wanted to get out of the worm. I could have left you in there.
I just do not want to be destroyed.
Oh, no, you'll be all right. You're safe with me. Pat, pat, pat.
Oh yeah, you're totally safe.
Shakes around a little bit. Oh, great. Well, if
Do you want me to carry that?
No, he's
Well,
cool.
all right. I just want to make sure because you are on the front line, and I mean, frankly, between you and me, you are the least safe person to be carrying around. How fragile is your skull?
oh, did you just say that? You said I'm not fragile. No, technically I'm infused with magic, so I am tough. I cannot be destroyed by your normal means.
If we find a set of bones, I can make him a temporary body.
Oh,
What?
It's just never come
not
up.
bad.
It's never come up.
Yeah. Draven, by the way, I got you a little something because I figured that you might be sad. And I held up the vial of blood. This is from the thing, so I don't know if drinking this is a good idea, but...
Well,
Well,
Draven just drank that blood, by the
I
way.
drank
Joe, if
that.
you missed that.
oh, you knocked
Joe.
it back. Sorry, I didn't see.
I was gonna say, in case you
That's
missed
why
that.
everyone-
I thought it was just so normal at this point. Joe had no reason to talk about
No,
it.
yeah,
It is a normal
which
set
is
of blood.
also fine.
Yeah.
You you would
wet.
discover that the blood is kind of a cocktail of humans and beasts and other creatures.
Oh God. Draven outlines that it's very clearly taking the blood of all of the creatures that have come in and then pumped into a large filter, and it's cycling them through, and it's basically doing things that even he wouldn't consider doing.
Cool.
But it's also kind of delicious.
Well, that was the only bit I could get, so I hope you enjoyed it.
Well,
was great.
So yeah, I mean, I destroyed it. There was nothing else in there. That was the only thing. So maybe we can go back and check that other room and see if this blood is still filtering through, and then maybe we check the other side. Maybe.
yeah, and then we head to the blue side with the
Yes.
glowing blue one.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
All
You
right,
know anything
so
about this blue, the other side with the blue liquid? I know. You know anything about that?
Oh, yes, I love that other side, because I could see everything of that other side from within the confines of a worm's body.
This guy is so
I really do
sarcastic.
like this guy.
You two are gonna be good friends. I can see it. I can see it.
I'm not looking for friends here, okay? I thought you'd do me a favor, you pop me upstairs, and in return, I can tell you the secrets of
Yeah,
the
you
world.
could hang around with the stinky amanita that's just making horrible, horrible smells. Can you smell?
No,
Do you
thankfully
smell-
I got rid of that smell long ago when my head rotted
to the
away
club.
because of hail.
Welcome to the club. Yep.
Because of Hel, the goddess.
Yes, yes, yes. Though I call
Oh.
her more of a pain in the ass.
You
This
say you don't
happened
want
here
friends,
or
but
in hell?
Oh, in hell, of course.
So you were in hell and then you came back to here.
Not technically came back. I was thrown back. Technically, I'm the only soul to have escaped hell. Not really escaped. Well, that I know of.
How long have you been here? Because that might not still be true.
Oh, shit. Well, I must have been about 60 years now since she threw me out.
And why did she do that?
Sidebar, 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 sidebar.
Can you wait here while we?
I mean,
sidebar?
I'll
yes,
move over there.
I'll
and
wait
then-
here. You know,
I'm sorry, that
I was going to
was
roll
rude.
towards you.
I know you're going to wait there, and then he turns around.
He doesn't know about the poisoning of the tree.
Well, do we have to sidebar this, or can we just ask him if he knows?
Yeah, we could just ask. We could.
Hey, do you know about the poisoning of Yggdrasil?
Okay.
What do you mean? It's grown poison now? Is everyone dead?
No, it got poisoned
Oh.
By
Yeah.
Zeus.
by Zeus or
Yes.
someone in Olympus.
Who?
Or all of them. Oh.
Who? Did you just say who?
Oh.
I don't know this person. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's
jeez.
right. I guess maybe you just thought I was another Midgardian. No, there's a whole other world or realm of places and different gods and things like that. That's where I'm from.
Are you telling me right now that there is another world?
There's
There's a couple.
there's
Of
at least two.
Actually, there's likely
Yeah.
dozens. I would say.
I mean, we know of two at least, but yeah, maybe more.
And the tree is dying?
Dying.
Yes.
Yeah, I know all of this. You see, when I said to you that I was
I
thrown out of
really
hell
like
60
this
years
guy.
ago, yes, I was with a wizard. But
Oh, okay.
I've been thrown out. I've not lost my senses.
Oh, okay.
Who's this
Cool.
wizard? What's happened? What happened there?
Oh, they died.
Died.
Oh, okay.
Eaten by a great worm. Well, creature. It was worm-like. And then that creature died. I was in that thing's stomach, and then I went to the other creature's stomach. I was passed around a lot. And then I ended
Why
up
did
here.
you get thrown out of hell?
She did not like me.
That's fair.
I spend a lot of time, how can I say this? I am bitter. I am rude. And I insulted her consistently to a point where she preferred that I spend damnation in a rotting head, forever to be left into the world that will die eventually when Ragnarok comes.
It's just wild that you pissed him off so much. Hell's pretty big, at least so I've gathered.
Yes,
You follow
yes.
them around.
Yes.
So
I-
you intentionally followed
this was
around
kind
the
of a-
goddess of death, pissing
It
her
sounds
off
like you
as
kind of
much as you
wanted this
could.
to happen.
I didn't know, I didn't think she could punish me because I thought to myself, well, I'm already in hell. So why not just let her know what my feelings are, that I did not end up in Valhalla? So I decided to take it out on her a little bit, and I would...
You know what? I kind of can't fault that logic. I like the way of thinking.
Yeah, it
you know,
makes
you
sense,
couldn't. She
honestly.
couldn't do anything worse to you. Well, you found out she could.
She
but-
could,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
like
not so
it.
bad. You know? I mean, luckily she infused me with magic because she didn't want me to be destroyed, so...
The
I can-
classic kind of vengeance. They think that they're being
Exactly.
clever by making you indestructible, but actually, you know, you're kind of cool with it.
So I've been beaten, I've been stomped on, nothing's really destroyed me, so it's not so bad. Better than being a droga.
Hmm? I mean, I don't know what that is, but sure.
It is the Working Dead.
I'm just gonna think to Eldred with Lena's link and be like, I don't want to carry this guy around if he's going to make you uncomfortable, Eldred, because I know that you've got connections to hell and places like that. But is this okay? Is this a problem?
No, it is very intriguing.
So you want to keep him around? Maybe you can ask him some questions later.
I'm okay. Yes, it could be very useful.
Okay. Okay, shall we get moving to that other room then? And go figure out what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
When we get to the center room, I want to find a pile of bones from the undead that we killed, though.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's still some around.
Yeah, you can find some.
Draven's going to walk up to a set of the bones. It leans down.
Oh, you're doing this now? You're putting it together. Is that what you're doing?
He puts his hand above, and I'm going to channel divinity. And he says, I conscript you in the name of your king.
That's right.
And yeah, so then a medium-sized bone humanoid then just starts to raise. And there's probably like a kneeling moment for a moment before it stands up again. And he's just gonna hand it a longsword. Hold this. No, he's gonna hand it Grendel's great axe.
Okay.
That feels good.
It almost holds it like to the ground heavy, but you know it can swing it.
Come. All right,
Drags it behind it.
I'm ready.
So that's never come up before ever until now.
No, we
You've
don't
always
find-
been able to do it.
Yes.
Considering that you have mentioned your grandfather, I think, has some connection to death or something, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah, okay.
I mean, it makes sense. It's just like we have so many bones and dead bodies around us all the time, and you're eating so much blood that I just assumed it would have come up. I mean, it's not so much that you can do it than it is the fact you haven't done it
usually
yet.
we move on much faster, so
Fair.
I don't usually feel like I have to force the dead to fight for me as often. The living do it for me. It's great.
But if we put Einor's head on that body, Einor won't be able to control the body, right? Because the body is, you're making it with magic, you're making it move, so he
Correct.
wouldn't be able to control it.
I'd just
I
be
mean,
watching.
He would
Yeah,
just
okay,
be a
he's happy to just
passenger.
watch. Yeah, he's happy to just watch.
That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
true.
Great, great. I get a front row seat and get my...
Yeah, you can get all knocked around.
Yeah, that'd
like
be great.
bouncing all along
Fantastic.
on that build.
Hey,
I mean,
you can
it's
sit,
that,
you
or,
can
it's
sit on
that
my
or the
belt,
chest
that's fine.
cavity. All right, one or the other at this point,
Hey.
as far as I'm concerned.
What do you want? And Draven gets uncomfortably close to it.
If I could blink right now, I probably would have done. I suppose. Well, I'm quite attuned to magic. If one of you are capable, perhaps I could help you channel it.
What?
Yes, I'm good at channeling magic. I'm a conduit of sorts.
What if somebody can sort of manipulate energy but doesn't necessarily know how to cast a spell?
No.
No, you can't
No.
help.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was a quick answer.
I assume not.
That's
I
fair.
don't want to waste your time.
Eldred, I mean, you channel magic and he's, you know, he's pissed off hell. It seems like he's a, you
Are
know,
you doing
maybe
my
you could...
like that?
No.
Well, good. I was beginning to think about how I can escape from all of you. I was hoping like a big hill, roll down it. But if you don't like hell, then I'm in good company.
I'll pop Einir off my belt and hand him over to Eldred then.
Ah, good.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Eldred.
Nice to meet you, Eldred. I am Aina. Or I was. I
Nice
am.
to meet you, I think.
He's a weird man.
I think so too.
New friend.
I can tell you all about ours. We travel the world together. Where are we going? Where's our destiny?
We'll go to the other side of this room.
Oh, okay. Great. Ambitious.
But Eldred does use magic, so if you can help channel magic,
Well, it'll
Maybe.
take us a moment to connect to each other
sure. Oh, we'll see.
spiritually.
Oh, weird.
It's
Anyways,
not weird.
it is weird.
It's
It's
a little
weird.
His eyes just go to you. It is a little weird.
It's just these unblinking human eyes in a skull. I kind of love him because he reminds me of Mort from or the Skull in Planescape. He reminds me of that guy.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Nice. Other room.
Okay, you can attune to this thing.
on we go.
Cool.
Bob.
As you head towards the other room, we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break there. Just quickly use the loo and whatnot, get yourselves refreshing your drinks, and we'll check out what's on the blue side of the hall. I know we've only got like
Sure, yeah.
half an hour left, so we'll just dip
Sweet.
our toes in. All right, be right back.
All right.
Cheers.
I'm excited.
Okay, chat. We'll unmute in 1 minute. Okay,
That
hello.
splinter might do something as well. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
How are we doing? Welcome back.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Quick
Concerned
break.
to see where this is going, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Dune John.
You've just slipped back into the back through the rooms you've already cleared. You can see now that the route is completely emptied of the red glow as you make your way back through the center room. The blue glow still comes through, and the roots there still grow. You would be able to go down that pathway now and follow the darker side of the room that way, the corridor. I assume that you're doing that, yeah?
yeah.
It would lead out into a little bit longer and deeper into the hills or into the caves, before you get to a larger room. And the larger room, you can see the one route is slithering against the wall and kind of climbing its way into this next larger room. There doesn't seem to be any creatures in here. A few more growing on the walls, similar to how the townsfolk were growing up above, but much earlier stages. You can see just portions of body parts that have slight wood growing onto them. Everyone roll me a perception check for this room.
Wow. Go gadget goggles. 19.
10.
20.
Also 20.
With
Hey.
the 20s and the 19, this room you can see occasionally different roots that are sticking out, similar to when the small tunnel had that protection. You've got roots at the end of the room trying to do that, but they keep buzzing with different kinds of magic. You can see at one point a flame bursts, and one of the roots snaps and then goes forward again. Like the magic is constantly coalescing and causing it to be volatile at the end of the room. But closer to you, with a 20 especially, you can see against the wall one of the kind of slowly forming ash-kavista that's being grown. It does look like it's going to take a while to grow. Has got a head and a top part of its body and one arm. And it's kind of growing against the wall. And you just see its kind of head turned towards all of you. It says, "You're people. You're real. You're real.
Yes.
Please. Please. Kill me." I can feel it trying to take over my mind.
Can we not save you? If we defeat this thing, if we stop it, can we save you?
I don't know. Can you?
I would like to try.
It's like I'm finding myself standing at the end of a great cavern, calling out to myself to try and remember who I am. The arm kind of shifts downward. Sometimes I can move my arm, sometimes I cannot. Sometimes it moves by itself.
Is there a way that we can, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of, like, free them from what they're going through, but I'm trying to think.
The magic here, it grows us. There's something down there. Kind of eyes the far end of the corridor goes down, where the root is pushing towards.
I mean, unless you truly seek to free this person now, there is the likelihood that, as we did with the Red, if we solve whatever is afflicting them in the other room, they'll be free.
Okay, I want to try and, if we can, I want to help them. I don't want to just kill them. If there's a chance that we
Works
can
for
save
me.
them.
Well, then let's get a move on as fast as we can.
Careful.
We'll be back. You'll be okay. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. You just
Yeah,
hear Anna.
bye-bye.
Anna. It's laughs in your shoulder as you go, your belt wherever you're wearing him. As you start heading back down towards the end of the room, you can see where the roots are now growing ahead of you and causing this kind of bursting of volatile magic. This time, cold magic starts emanating out of the root tips, freezes the air, and then comes crashing down almost like small glacial spikes. And then
Oh.
necrotic starts ripping at the roots, and then radiant energy. It seems to almost be rotating all these different forms of magic that is causing the roots to grow and stop the end of the hall. Basically, the doorway entrance of the end, where the root goes past.
But there is a gap that if we can get through this kind of danger corridor, we can get to a similar chamber to what I was in before.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a larger chamber. It looks like it weaves around. But yeah, this is only a small portion of this entrance, which is kind of causing these roots to grow and protect.
I'm
And it
going
looks
to
like-
light my
Oh, go on.
torch with actual fire.
Okay? You burn up. This hallway doesn't
And I
feel
just
warm.
wave it across.
Nothing happens. You see a little bit of lightning lash out towards the torch.
Does it look like there might be a pattern to these like detonations of the magic? Like, is it like, you know, in a sequence or anything like that, or is it just completely random?
Roll a perception check.
25.
Yeah. It seems to go. I'll write it down in our chat. Fire. Acid. Cold. Necrotic. Radiant. Lightning. Poison. And then repeat.
How quickly are these changing between?
Basically every turn, so every 6 seconds.
And how long does this kind of danger corridor? Is it like another 40 feet like the last one, or is it a bit longer?
A
Or...
little less, actually. Only about 15 feet back. It's only kind of the roots are trying to grow together and almost breaking apart. It's almost like they're trying to form a door and they keep getting broken by its own magic.
Well, looks like this is a situation of either finding a way to stop that from happening or pushing through what it looks like it's going to hurt us all the least.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to try and get through it as quickly as possible. Maybe against the flames, which maybe, you know, if I can get through them quick enough, they won't hurt me as bad.
Yes,
But
I was going to wait until lightning.
yeah, if you have like a natural resistance to it, maybe, or something like that.
A bit of one.
Yeah. Draven, Eldritch.
I would just charge it. There's nothing that I'm really stronger against than anything else.
Yeah, not from here.
Okay.
Lena is stronger against necrotic as well. I can tell you that.
Yes, because of the cloak.
And
That's
they'll
right.
do that.
So okay, so maybe when there's one that you're weaker against, you try and get through it when that happens. We know the pattern. I think I've got it figured out. I think it's fire, acid, cold, necrotic, radiant, lightning, poison, and then it cycles back. So jump through when it's the one just before. If you start moving just as you see maybe the one before, you should pass through it at the right time.
Okay.
I'll go first because I think that if nothing else, I might be able to dodge and evade the explosions anyway. So I'll go first, and then I can let you know if there's anything on the other side, if Lena keeps up the telepathic communication.
All right.
All right. And yeah, I'm actually just gonna go on fire, Joe, and I just want to try and like use my evasiveness, and maybe maybe my evasion will help me if it's a dex save.
Yeah.
So I think I'd go for something like fire, or you know, something that I think I would be able to dodge, maybe the lightning or the
Yeah, you can do
fire,
fire.
like something I can actually kind of like.
See lightning, and then you see 6 seconds go by, and then the poison starts to come, and you know it's your time now. And
Yeah, I'll just
fire
dash.
comes,
Yeah, I'll just go.
Dexterity
That
saving
might-
throw.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Can you describe how this looks again, Joe?
Essentially, it's a bunch of roots, almost like imagine broken wires, which are causing like a connection between each other. It's almost like the roots are trying to coalesce and create like a false door, like a fake rooted door. But every time they're getting close to each other, they're almost breaking each other back by the magic changing. So the poison causes some of it to wilt and die. The lightning shocks the ends. It's trying to grow together, but the magic keeps bursting between it.
Yeah.
That is only a 12, but I do have evasion, so even if I fail, I only take half damage.
Okay. It'll be 17 points of damage, but reduced down to 8.
8 points of damage.
8
I'll
points
take
of fire
that.
damage. So you time
I
it
just
well, but
mistime
one
it a
of them,
little bit, yeah.
yeah, one of them just kind of burns your back a little bit as you get through.
But nice.
I think
to the other side.
Wilby sees that Juno is relatively okay on the other side. He'd try to go next, attempting to time to go through with lightning. I'm going
Okay.
to cast guidance on myself before I do this.
Okay.
Actually, I guess it's a saving.
This would be same throw, so guns went up for the ability check. All right, yeah, you wait until the necrotic and the radiance starts burning this light between them. And then lightning starts to come. You rush through. Dexterity saving throw.
11.
It's going to be 4d6
So I have resistance to
resistance, so 8 points of lightning damage. You don't push through as quickly as you hoped. You feel some of the lightning just strike against you, but you get through. Lena would wait for the necrotic, and then she would go through. So if you want to do a dexterity saving throw for Lena.
Also 13.
So she would take 5 points of necrotic damage.
I will go during cold.
Okay. You wait for it to ice up. This would be a constitution saving throw. As it freezes the air around you.
Good. 11.
15 points of cold damage.
Ass.
You feel it will just freeze around you. You push through to the other side. Draven, you're the only one left on the other side now.
How does the radiant damage manifest?
You can see it almost glows with a bright light and kind of burns almost like a bulb of light and then burns back.
Okay, so it is like heating up in a sense still.
Yeah.
I still have that cloak that we got from the elves. I'm going to wrap that around myself. Is there a check that Draven could make to try to gauge what kind of like saving throw that would have to be?
Yeah, do an Arcana check for me.
Okay. And I can't climb above this thing, correct?
No, it's all wrapped around.
That's a 7. Yeah.
Hard to say. From the fact that they just kind of brighten up and then burn backwards. I'd say with the 7 alone, you know it's probably going to be a physical-based skill for Radiance.
That makes sense. So instead, I'm also going to wait for electricity.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do is have my skeleton put Grendel's axe above so that hopefully some of the electricity is conducting into that.
Yeah.
And then into their bones, and then Draven would try to run when that's happening.
I'll give you advantage during that then.
Hell yeah, let's do it. So it's a dex saving throw?
Yeah. Although the skeleton's probably going to get hit.
That's a 12.
Yeah, I don't think that if it's holding the axe, the skeleton's not dodging that lightning.
Skeleton will take 10 points of lightning damage then.
Cool.
As it holds up the axe, it gets struck, allowing you just to walk under completely unharmed.
Cool.
And it steps through with slight burns coming off of it.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, it's fair.
I'll take it. Better off.
The corridor leads down and weaves around. You can follow the route going along. Until eventually it comes into another room. On this side of the room, you can see maybe a little bit smaller than the other rooms. Still pretty wide. I can double check on my screen how wide. No, still nearly as wide as the other rooms. A large kind of heavily rooted room with a kind of magic root with a similar valve by the wall, but this time pumping blue magic. However, this time it's not drawing it from a source above ground, but instead in front of a large chest. Hovering in the air is almost this creature looks like a tumor. It's got like these 6 arms coming out, like a thin-skinned creature with a tall, long head. And it floats without legs, hovering off the ground. Its arms are drawing magic, and then occasionally it just unleashes a little bit into the roots, causing it to grow and then sucker in some of the magic, like a battery. And this creature like smiles as it does it. And you can see it's drawing magic from... Well, actually, I'll say roll perception checks as you come in. And also roll stealth checks, just natural ones. Or it'd be, actually, if you haven't technically said your stealth check, it'd be just your passive stealth, I guess. Which would be...
I think Lena would be trying to properly stealth, but...
Okay.
Yeah, I think, like, so it's 23 in perception and a
Lena
13 for stealth.
Is 25. Will be... I don't think would be... I can attempt to stealth. I don't think he'd be trying or caring. I think he's given up on being a sneaky guy.
Okay.
So he's just gonna walk in.
Natural one.
Yeah, you step on a root. You see this creature
Ugh.
turn and like look towards you. You see its kind of tall, thin, pinkish head. And it kind of cradles down and goes. Who rolled the highest on perception?
23 from me and Juno.
You could have seen
Oh,
this
wrong
creature
one.
was drawing magic from magical items. In particular, this chest seemed to have gold in it, some silver, some small gemstones, but also a ring specifically on the top, a helmet, and also these boots. And it was draining the magic from them and then pouring it into the tree and then waiting for them to almost recharge slightly and do it again and kind of just keep passing the magic back and forth. And it turns towards all of you floating and goes,
Oh, you are not with her. Who are you?
Are you the one that's turning the people in the other chamber? What are you doing here?
Who are you?
No
Why are
one
you
of
here?
consequence.
You're not meant to be here. She said I'd be undisturbed.
What are you?
I'm a wanderer.
I've never heard of a wanderer before. Like a creature, I know the term. Are you just a general wanderer? Or is that the name of what you are?
That's all you need to know.
Okay.
What are you?
A philosopher.
You each smell like magical items are upon you. But not many. Perhaps we could trade.
Trade.
Any objects of magic you have, I'll take.
looks straight towards the skull. Looks around, looks towards you, Draven, and just stares straight at the hourglass.
I so enjoy them.
You don't look like the type to wear boots. Where did you get these other ones? These ones that you have now?
That
Are
is
they
it, I was
yours?
Gifted.
Gifted. Insight check. 25.
Seems like he's being truthful.
Oh.
Trade with me. What do you need?
I look at the others. Like,
Well,
I don't know this guy. He's creepy.
first,
No joke.
before we do any trading, there's some people in the other room that are midway through their transformation into is that you? Are you doing that?
No, I'm not the one doing that.
So you're just here for a totally unrelated reason?
No. I am involved. Why are you here to stop me?
Juna doesn't
You
really
are,
laugh.
aren't you? You're here to fight back. That explains the items, the curiosity. But are you adventurers? Heroes? Well, your enemy's in another room. I'm simply a deal maker.
What deal did you make? What are you doing here? You're draining. You're clearly putting some of this power into the tree. So you've made some sort of deal.
I have. But why would I tell you? What incentive have you given me?
He just cracks her knuckles.
Well, we're
I
going to
see.
be a lot of trouble if we don't come to a deal here that gets you to leave.
Well, I am also trouble. I will defend myself. But I'd rather not have to kill you. It's such a clumsy way to get myself on more items. Besides, it is her business. Allow her to kill you.
What is her business? What do you know of her business?
Oh, once again asking questions which you have not bored.
Well, before any deals for magical item trading, is there any kind of deal we could make to get you to leave and stop helping the tree?
Can you guarantee me 100 magical artifacts?
No.
Then, no.
Is that what
Then
she
it's
promised
sounding
you?
like this is going to be trouble
Well,
today.
It's very clear that they were gifts from her for anyone who died in this tree, and that is your deal.
perceptive.
I've been in a similar position.
I care not about the people that she involves herself with, nor what she does with the magic that I provide. Simply, I am fulfilling my end of the deal. If you have a problem with her creating creatures, then deal with her. Why should I get involved?
What is your end of the deal?
100 magic
100.
items. Hmm.
Yes, but
This is
what
3.
are you providing? Are you protecting her? Are you in our way in any way?
Again, asking
important.
questions without buying the information.
I'm trying to assure your safety.
One intimidation check.
Deal. 8. Killing it.
My safety. You know there's a lot of adventurers out there. Plenty. My kind have killed some before. I have not tested myself against them. But I've heard that it is a quite formidable way to finding magical artifacts. Perhaps that is what I should do to you. As I would learn more. Perhaps you would appreciate it. People skulking down in her den getting so far in.
You won't get your magic items if she does not survive.
I don't think you would survive her.
You want to bet?
Draven's gonna turn to look at the party. This is one of those moments, and he's not being subtle, where we need a code word that means we're gonna kill someone.
Hmm. I haven't made my mind up yet.
Yeah. Like, we don't need one, like, and right now, but, like, it'd be very important to say it and confirm it so that we don't get...
If you wish for time to make a code word, go ahead. Test it on me, and I'll test myself against you.
As much as I don't like this cretin, I want to help the people more. If he's not responsible for it, then I'd rather go deal with the actual problem rather than
That's
some
I mean,
peddler
he's
of.
looking relatively adjacent to the problem here, to the point where I would say he's involved in some way.
Is he going to interfere with us is also my concern.
I can still
Well,
hear you, and yes. Yes, I will. You will leave my chamber.
Wait, what?
Can I see like how he would be a threat? Like what is
You can do an inside check.
abilities? Yeah.
Because we have a bunch of magic items now, too.
18?
What did we do with the gauntlets?
Lena has them.
That's right.
18. I would say as he's not trying to necessarily hide it. He seems to be magical in nature. He seems like he can at least cast some form of magic, whether it be spells or innate. It's hard to say, but seems to be absorbed or addicted to magical
This
substances.
is the
Hmm.
this is the most magical loot we'll find, but that's
Mhm.
also dangerous.
I mean, it's also fair to acknowledge that does it seem like this guy is connected to the route on the ceiling going into...
Oh, he's the one actively.
He is the
He's
guy.
Yeah, he's
So like
he's
that's the thing
empowering
is
it.
that if we don't deal with this guy and get him out of here, be it through violence or non-violence, I
Sure.
think that is something that is going to come back when we go to the next place either way. So it's, do we take our challenge now or do we take a challenge later and also not get more items as a result of it?
That makes sense.
You know?
Well,
Are you interested in milk that makes people babies?
I was going to trick him into drinking it without telling him what it was. Why did you just open with that? Why would you open with that? That is the one thing you can't tell people we have anymore.
Oh.
You have what?
Well, there's
We
not
have a drink that
insurance, but
turns people into babies.
sometimes.
Interesting. Perhaps
Doesn't
I would
always
take
work.
that from you.
Will you drink
Maybe
it?
you'll trade it with us, okay?
I'll give you one
That's
of these
your-
items for that item.
Okay, well,
What
can
do
we
you
take
have?
can we figure out what these items
No,
are
you have
before
to guess
we
from what you see.
we have to guess,
Okay.
but we told you what ours did. You have to tell us what yours does.
All right, yeah, the baby water's off the table now. You have to guess about what
Absolutely
we have.
off the table
other than
unless you
that.
tell us.
Roll a persuasion check
Yeah, Willoughby. Make a
with
persuasion
advantage
check,
because you've
Willoughby.
tempted him.
Is it me who's doing this? Or is it Eldred's
You.
since they were the one that set me? Okay,
You-
that's
We're the weirdest party.
17.
Hey,
Wow, for Willoughby, that's actually pretty good.
I'll tell you the basics of what they do.
Gestures towards the boots.
These can trick the ears, make you sound like you're something else as you walk, make you sound like you're somewhere else if you walk.
And points to the ring.
This once belonged to a champion Ran, the goddess of water, drowning. It is
Puts it back.
helpful for those who wish not to drown, helpful for those
Jonas'
who wish to
eyes.
swim.
Gina's eyes are like,
And then the helmet is also considerable. You can store magic within it, a spell, and it is also quite strong.
These three objects, they're unattended in front of him, right? He's not
They're
wearing
behind him in
them,
the chest. Yeah.
but he's not wearing them or holding them or anything like that.
He's next to them. He's floating just above them. He
Yeah.
keeps leaning down.
Do we have our psychic connection up?
Should
Yeah.
I'll just think like Eldred and I can just grab two of these things from behind him. Potentially.
I would assume they're trapped.
Yeah, but we
If
can
they-
grab them from range. Golden Wisdom can grab them from up to like 30 feet away. I think Eldred can do the same thing. I've seen you use a similar power, Eldred, when you shove.
Is there's a chest or we see
Yeah.
them
It's a chest, open chest with like
It's like
gold in
open
it,
chest,
and it
right?
also has
open? Okay.
the items right on top because he's been draining from there.
Even if we trade with this creature, it's not going to stop pumping that magic in. The only way it's going to stop doing that is if we scare it off, if we defeat it.
If we do trade, I would just say we trade for the one that dangerous against us, like the helmet.
Well, I don't think the items are necessarily going to be what it uses against us. I think it's just the magic it's channeling to whatever creature is running this place.
I'm going to be frank. Receiving magical items is less my interest here than it is getting rid of a problem we're going to have to likely deal with later.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Great.
So even if we take the items, if we don't deal with him, so
Yeah.
So are we all?
are we
I'm guessing we're
fighting?
like huddled, like looking like we're trying to
We're
figure
just
out how
like
to make
we're all
this
like doing
deal.
the Kill Bill, like we're all looking at each other but not speaking, like weep, weep, weep.
Juno, could you please make a wisdom saving throw?
Sure. Wisdom
You'd
saving
also
throw,
hear
say.
it go,
Sariat.
like kind of cast a spell.
Ugh, don't like that. I'm just seeing if I've got advantage on any of this stuff. I do not believe I do. 18.
You feel it trying to probe in.
Oh, he's
and
trying
it's
to get in
listen
my
to
head.
what you're saying.
Yeah, he's trying
Did
to
you
listen.
just
in.
try to read their mind?
You just tried to read my mind?
Did you just say a spell out loud?
It's
Did you just
respectful.
try to cast a
Yes.
spell on us while we're
You're
trying to
talking
figure
in
out if
your
we're going to make a
minds, aren't
deal?
you?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's an invasion of privacy. We take that very strongly where I'm
I
from.
thought it was quite rude that you were speaking in my confines without me being able to understand you.
We need to
Can you
discuss
speak
that.
another language? could do the same. This is how
Yes, but I would
bargaining
like to
works.
listen to everything you say. Here's what I offer you. I trade one item for item. And then you can leave. And I'll continue my work.
So then I'm just gonna be like,
So how do we even make the trade? Do we throw the items to you and you throw yours to us, or do we walk over and
I would prefer
grab
to throw.
one?
I can
All
use
right.
my mind.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Everyone get ready to blast this guy. Wilbur says in his mind,
Yep.
I'm going to trade you the jug of baby water, okay, for the helmet. Does that sound like a good deal?
Helmet for the jug.
It's
Helmet
going
for
to roll
the
an
jug.
insight check. Let me just double check here. Can you roll a deception check? I'll let you use your dexterity because he's kind of just looking for small movements as opposed to. It's almost like he's insight checking against your body language.
can
It's
I
19.
set up a held action, Joe, that whatever Willoughby's about to do, as soon as if the creature removes the helmet from the chest, I'm going to use telekinesis to grab the ring. And I'm going to
Okay.
whip it to, like, Juno's hand from
Okay.
Golden Wisdom from 30 feet.
You hide your body actions enough that he starts to let down his guard. You will technically have a surprise action. Or surprise round. As he goes,
Deal.
and then he uses mage hand to lift up the helmet and begins slowly bringing it over towards you midway.
As soon as it gets like close enough that like Wilby could realistically like lunge forward or grab to someone else in the group could, he's basically going to do that thing where you like where someone's like pretending to play fetch with a dog and they like pretend to throw it and the dog turns around to go get it, but nothing actually leaves
Yeah.
his hand. He just does
Turns
like
his
the
head.
motion.
Huh? Where is it?
And turns and then sees you telekinetically grab it. You would have your surprise round now and would go into combat, but we are going to end tonight's episode there as we have hit time. I'll show you what you're up against in terms of just in terms of
Let's
what it looks
see
like.
what terrible thing we've done.
This is from the Tome of Beasts. It's a great little creature. This is what you'll be fighting.
Not a human.
Oh, yeah.
No,
you
it's
know,
a
Oh.
floating bag of flesh.
Is it that
Oh.
big?
Yes, it is huge. I
Oh
probably
my
should have
God.
described that. I didn't have his picture up at the time.
No. I'm
Um,
glad.
Yeah, I thought he was a little smaller. Like, a
I
little
thought he was
smaller.
our size.
I thought he
I
was
love
as
the
well.
fact
I
he's
forgot how
big.
big he was. He's a big boy. He's
yeah.
You can, maybe because you're further away, you can kind of see that he's a little larger when you see him up. Yep,
He'll
he's a,
fight this man.
he's a bigger creature, and you'll fight this guy next week. No, not next week. We're going to be off next week, but the week after, as you continue into the second part of the dungeon. And you can assume one of the routes behind it is where the magic is emanating from, but I didn't have the map for it. So we'll end up tonight's episode there. Just as you get a surprise round, you won't have advantage on the round, but it just basically gives you so he doesn't go on his round. He's basically going to be incapacitated for his turn, just mentally so.
All right.
And so you get like a one round of free kicking ass as you tricked him like a dog.
Yes.
Nice save that you said mentally so, because otherwise incapacitated means I'm force feeding
yeah,
him baby.
yeah. It's more that you have a full round. He doesn't do anything on his turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, good job, guys. Congratulations on pushing through. You got yourselves a couple of items already, but there are more to find down here.
Now, Joe, I don't want to metagame it just before we end, though. The splinter I picked up,
Yes,
is that technically a magic item?
I would say this. It's rather shield shaped. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
We've already got like two things
Yes.
from the other wing. Okay.
Yep.
Pulling out a lot of stuff out of it.
Love
An
it.
expensive
Big
quest.
fan.
This is what you can get from it. Yeah,
The bark. And what was the other one?
the skull. It's
skull.
technically a magic item.
That's right.
Yep, if you're attuned to it. But yeah, you get to kind of pilfer through and look through everything there, and fight off this wanderer. Next time We'll go ahead and do some shout outs, and then we'll see you guys go through the rest of the cave.
Sounds good.
Let's start with Mark and go around that way.
Oh, hello. Sherlock Holmes, pretty much everywhere on the internet. There's an underscore in it. It's a game to find out where that underscore goes. The other thing you can check out is High Rollers D&D. That's the other D&D show I do. It's on Sundays, just before Godforged. High Rollers D&D, Twitch, podcast, YouTube, all of that kind of good stuff. That's where you can find me most of the time. And kind of like Godforged, we are very much at the end of our big epic campaign at the moment. They are literally in a Pacific Rim giant magic construct kaiju robot fight is what happened at the last time. Yeah, they're like level 19 and they have a magic giant construct and they're fighting a kind of super Tarrasque.
As one
it's
does.
cool.
Yo, amazing.
Very good.
That's very cool.
So come and check that out.
When do you think it's going to finish? If you have to guess.
Well, Joe, I don't like that question because I was like, it's going to be done by January.
Yeah.
It's going to be done by March.
Yeah.
It's going to be done by, and now I'm just stopping saying anything because I'm like, soon it will be finished.
I'm excited. I want to see where it goes to.
Yeah.
Please go check out Mark. OG or Chrissy. She sometimes streams on that. She streamed a couple of times. She streamed twice this year already. But otherwise, you can go and follow her on her Twitter. She was sickly today, so go and follow her. She gives updates on her Twitter and mostly just talks shit on there about reality TV or other shows or talks about her dog.
Yep.
Tomato.
Nothing.
Tomato is also found on Twitch. Brizzy.
Brizzy voices. Internet. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's nothing there was wrong. At least
Is it
check out these
truth?
people. It's true. Gabe.
Gabe James Games across all platforms. I stream on Twitch like once a week actually, but if you don't follow me on Twitch, you won't see it because I still will never post about it.
You can follow him by clicking his name in the title now. That's a new thing.
That's
You
true.
scroll
The
over the
last,
top,
the
click
last
follow.
stream I did, I found like a really haunted Victorian picture of a painted child at a thrift store. So I just put it in my chair, played royalty-free horror music for 48 minutes, streamed it, cut it off, deleted the VOD. I got some really intense DMs after that.
That's wild.
This was like 3 in the morning too.
At first, I thought you were talking about like you found a game named that, and I was like, oh, okay, a little horror game. But then, then you scared me.
I know. I just give me like.
Oh no.
I don't want to get cursed.
Yeah,
through Discord.
I feel like
I
this
don't wanna see
is
it.
like the ring.
I don't want
This
to
is like
see
the ring,
this.
dude. Whilst he's gone, you can find me on this channel. Godforge on Sundays. We have probably 3 episodes left. Happens right after High Rollers. They're on the big battle, so come check that on Sundays.
It's horrible. This is Dennis.
Dennis.
Great. Now I'm going to see Dennis in my room tonight.
Dennis.
Thanks,
what's
Gabe.
good, man?
It's got Blue Boy vibes.
Looking slick, Dennis. That's a nice.
Yeah, you look great, Dennis.
Slick, bro.
Dennis, focus on other people, not me. Oh, good.
Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na.
Oh yeah, that's a handsome lad. Look at him.
Yep.
I'm off for a picnic with father.
Father
What
who drowns in the local
So
lake.
do you leave that leaned up against the wall backwards so you don't have to see Dennis? Like
I
against
actually,
the wall, or is
I
it
leave it-
facing the room?
I leave it in the doorway entrance to my apartment, so if anyone walks by whenever I open the door, they see that before it closes.
Okay.
Nice.
I've gotten packages, and they're like, "I need you to sign." I need you to sign.
See, if I ever had a guest room, I would fill my guest room with like really fucking haunted pictures and shit. Like just like, but like those kinds of ones where they look expensive enough that if like I could realistically
That's
be
so
like,
messed
why did you
up.
move my painting? Like you
That's
don't move
so
that. Like,
messed
you're a
up.
guest
It's really
in my room.
expensive, man. Like, yeah, don't touch it.
You should do a little cut out of the eye holes, but you don't actually put your eyes through. You just have these fake eyes that come up at some point. A little projector screen.
That's smart.
Thanks everyone for playing. We'll be back. I don't think we're here next week because I believe Mark and Gabe are both out of town. But we will probably be back the week after. Over in America.
I'm America.
What?
So we will be back the week after to continue this dungeon and get towards the last portions of the Ash Tree dungeon.
I like that it was like, it's not too easy or too hard because we did great first encounter, second encounter didn't like kick our ass, but like
Enough for a short rest. Yeah,
yes, we had to think about like, are we going to spend these spells? Like, what are we going to do?
that's fun. That is fun. And now you get to
This
decide
was-
how
this
quickly you
next
kill
one's
this
the
guy.
That's the best bit of dungeoning. Is
Mhm.
like that kind of like how
I
much do we
agree.
push it? Like that's like
Yeah.
do we keep going? Do we take a long rest? I like the idea, Joe. I have to ask you about like your mechanics for if we had taken a long rest, what kind
Yeah.
of penalties and stuff.
Yeah,
I'd love to
yeah.
hear
I can
that
tell you as soon as you
off-game.
finish this dungeon, I'll tell you
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
that you could have missed
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
That'd be
I've
cool.
kind of
You
got
should tell us
moments
half
of
of
my
it.
time.
Yeah.
You should tell us half of it, and then put the other half on Patreon.
True. Yeah. Well,
No, I
no,
just
I'll
wanna
tell
know for
you
me
guys
personally.
off stream,
Yeah,
and then I'll put the rest of it on Patreon. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'll tell you about afterwards because there's like 3 moments. Basically, if you didn't clear one wing, the long rest would have changed something. If you didn't clear the other wing, long rest, etc. So I'll tell you how I got
Gotcha.
that.
Nice.
But yeah, thanks everyone for playing. We'll see you all next time, and take care.
Take care.
Bye bye.